Hello, hello, hello. I'm sure a lot of you guys were on the last link, waiting for the link now. I'm going to start getting the link out to all the guys who are waiting to come on to this episode of the show. Everything is good. Everything is grand. We're going to hang out for a little bit, talk to the creators. I'm going to have to pee in between this, so we're going to figure that out. But people are going to be coming back onto the show. Everything will be getting everything going. We've got some great creators here tonight. I think Jerome's going to hang out for a little bit as well, he said. I'm sending the link out to all the people. But thank you guys who just watched. We had a great program with talking about Granite State Punk, talking with our team, sharing everything, which has been really cool. I'm so blessed that you guys have all stuck around and supported us for that campaign, and going to hang around to meet some other cool creators, because I'm not the only one doing comics right now. We've got tons of really cool creators doing a lot of really cool and amazing things. And I can't wait to share that with you guys to get all those taken care of. So I'm going to do the video real quick and the intro video, and then we will get this baby started. Give me one. All right. So we are going to get things started right here with the Creator Hangout. Our chat. Let me get our chat going, because people want to see your comments. I have some of the best creators in indie comics coming on tonight, which I'm super excited about. Some of my best friends in indie, which is great. Some of the best looking guys. I've routed the best looking guys. I don't think we got any ladies tonight. So if anybody has as a lady and you want to come on, we need to change it up a little bit. But let's introduce our first person here. This gentleman is the hardest working person in comics. He does just as many books as I. Before he even started, he ran a big friggin' giant book, a trade before he even started going. Mr. Matthew Knowles, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, Travis?
How are you? How are you doing? I know things are crazy, but how are you okay tonight?
Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. For those that don't know, I was at an event in Atlanta, Georgia, over the weekend, and I was supposed to be coming back down to Florida to take care of some business, and life decided that I needed to derail to Charlotte for to be able to meet with my brother for the last time my brother passed away yesterday afternoon, and so I'm going to be up here till his funeral on Friday. But that's not what we're here to talk about. And one thing about my brother is he was really supportive of what I do and what Insymmetry Creations does, and he was a consummate businessman. And the last thing he'd want to do would be for us to not be continuing to talk about the things that excite us, and that's the projects that we do and the things that we're doing, and making sure you guys get out there and get a chance to take a look at them yourself.
Yeah. And so, Matt, one of my greatest creative friends is this gentleman right now. His name is Caleb. So Caleb does one thing really, really well, and that's makes giraffe Kickstarters. He continues to do these vampire ones that make him way more money, but I am not nearly as amused as him making giraffes. He has done anthologies. He has unicorns killing vampires. He has now vampire detectives. He has astronauts doing stuff. Hey, Caleb, what's up, man?
Hey, man. Yeah, I think it's so funny. You're the biggest giraffe fan that I have. Like 3 years ago, I ran a really silly giraffe Kickstarter that made about $200. And Travis messages me all the time. Do another giraffe thing. You got to do another giraffe thing. But yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
So are you going to do another giraffe thing or what? Like that's why this whole thing is happening, if you're not aware.
Right. That's why you invited me. Yeah.
Matt, are you there or are you frozen? Okay.
I'm here. I was sharing the link.
You're good. You were just like so firm. I was like, all right. I don't know if our comments are working on Facebook yet. If you are on Facebook, can you guys leave a comment, please? I haven't seen them yet. Next up, we got Paul. I don't know Paul, so this is a random, rare occasion that someone who is not my friend is on this thing. But Paul likes Memento, and I like Memento, so therefore I like Paul.
And I have heard so much about you. I've had so many of my friends tell me that you are the man to talk to if you ever need any help and stuff. So I'm glad to finally meet you because, I mean, I've heard so much good things about you, and I'm on my second book, brand new creator, and here I am.
All right. Well, welcome, Paul. We'll get on all that. We have also Etienne, which took me about 3 years to say that name, but I can do it now. I'm not even going to try the last name. How do we say the last name, Etienne?
Oh my God, that's a very French-Canadian name. It's de Repentigny. It's very hard to spell and very harder to pronounce. So
that is not a real word. That is just some random
actually
Star Wars shenanigans.
So somebody got mad and punched the Scrabble board, and they said, "That's your last name."
That's pretty much it. Actually, the origin is Repentigny in Montreal, near Montreal. It's the name of a city. So de Repentigny means from Repentigny. So it's actually my family name is like from this town, actually.
That is super Canadian, and
it is. It is actually. It is.
And Quebec Canadian specifically, but Canadian none the least. But welcome to the show. He has a new book, Dead Kingdom, which is going to be in Red 5. I personally got to publish it first iteration in a book I did back in the day. Probably only Matt here knows about it. The Advocator. Caleb was around for the Advocator. He wasn't in it, but knows about it. But Etney's book is now in a Red 5 publishing.
Yeah, you gave me my first shot, actually. So that was very fun.
Awesome. And the guy who needs no introduction, if you have never been on this gentleman's show, you are missing out. He will analyze your comic. He'll ask you intelligent questions. He reads comics. He writes a lot of comics. He has a book with Source Point Press. He has a publishing house that has a Kickstarter right now called Mossvale. We've got Matthew Cudd right here. Look at how he did his hair up, and he looks stunning tonight.
I combed it just a few moments ago before I walked down to my basement.
Damn. All right. I didn't know that's what we were doing here.
Is that a Kallax behind you, Matt? The IKEA Kallax shelf? No?
It is, and if you look, you might see this modern mythology right there.
Let's move them up. Let's make you full screen. We got to see this. Let's see this up. Full screen.
This is my favorite piece of IKEA furniture and my favorite anthology that I created right on top of it.
Right. Look better if it had a Cthulhu Invade something on there, but that's fine. That's fine.
It's over there. It's in the two. It's over there. It's just not displayed right now.
All right. So, for those who don't know about the show, what we do at the Creators Hangout, we kind of talk, we kind of hang out, we talk about the business, talk about everything. But I like to applaud myself on making sure we get backers because we need backers to be able to do this book. I know Etney doesn't need backers, but everybody else does. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about people's campaigns. We're going to see where they're at. We're going to take a scoreboard. I'm going to write it down. And as we go through the show, we're going to come back and we're going to see if those numbers have increased because that would be what's best for everybody, right? Everybody wants those numbers to increase to make us better. Paul was scared of that comment and he left. It was very scary.
Come on, Paul.
But we're going to do that. Matt, it's weird to not see you in your normal hat. I mean, I'm okay with the baseball hat, but
so let me tell you, let me give you a quick one here. So the reason why I'm in this is because for those of you that weren't on when I first got on, I had to detour from Atlanta after a show to North Carolina for the passing of my brother. And when I was at the show, I only take clothes for the show and a very small amount of clothes. I did not have clothes to be in Charlotte, North Carolina for a week. So my nephews run a disc golf course in Denver, Colorado. They also had to fly in and they had some of their merch with them. I'm like, hey man, you want one of our disc golf hats? I'm like, sure. That way I've got something other than my normal stage stuff to wear. So that's why I'm wearing a different hat tonight. Hope you approve. And if you guys are if you're ever in Denver, Colorado, go out to another round disc golf because they're pretty awesome guys.
all right. I will do that. I like disc golf, so that is good. Did they do the night glow in the dark disc golf? Because I've noticed that recently. It's very cool.
I did see that they have some glow in the dark discs. I think they showed me a picture last night of that. I'm pretty sure they do. They also do D&D hangouts and all kinds of fun stuff like that. And it's almost like a comic book community, except it's around disc golf instead of actually having comic books. They have all the other social stuff out there. It's pretty awesome.
Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna grab a pen from over there because I did that other broad. Oh no, I got one here. We're gonna use a Sharpie. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to let you do, this is not the time that we're going to go over your Kickstarter. I will give you a time to go over all the detail, but you're going to give me a 5-minute. We're going to bring it up real quick. If you guys can message me in the private chat, if you guys are in the Hangout, all your links. Pat is not doing well. We're going to give you like a 5-minute pitch of it, and then we're going to go over the numbers, and then we're going to go into deep dives of everybody's campaign. So if you guys can do that real quick, I'll get you guys up. Paul, what's going on with your internet? Not good, huh, Paul? I can't hear you. All right, so we'll start with Matt. I think I got Matt's here. Nope, I don't. I got Caleb's. Caleb, you're going to start out here. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your thing, right? We're showing yours, not Granite State?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there it is. We had to scroll down. Okay. I mean, it is what it says in the title, which is a vampire who is also a detective, and he's also in space. He's solving mysteries, and he's got a snarky robot friend. And this is a book that's drawn by Dave Swartz, who is a very, very talented artist. It's lettered by Dave Lentz, who is kind of everybody's favorite letterer. Yeah, Dave kind of does whatever I tell him to do, unless Garrett Gunn has told him to do something first, in which case I'm shit out of luck and I just have to wait. So yeah, this is it's another book about vampires. I did another book about vampires, and I know that people are going to say now that I'm just a guy who does books about vampires instead of giraffes, but so I got pigeonholed into the wrong category. But yeah, it's a sci-fi book. It's really a book about relationships and how we build idols of other people is what it's really about. And that's like, I don't want to be the guy who's like, this is what the message you're supposed to get out of my book. That's the message I tried to put into the book. As far as what you actually get out of it, I suppose that's up to you if you read it. But yeah.
Did you add some pages since you launched this?
Add to the preview?
Yeah.
No, it's been 8 pages. I typically do like 8 to 10 page previews. My philosophy on previews is that I want to give away as much as I can. And I always do lettered previews.
Right.
I think lettered previews read better. I mean, they read at all, right? So yeah, that's yeah, I haven't added. The only thing I've added is I think some information about some of the add-ons people wanted to know. So I added some more stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, so that's the book. I don't want to go on and on about it, but
you're good. So we are at 5,358 with 272 backers right now. Let's see if we can increase that while we're on the air. And the next up on our list, we are going to go to Mr. Matt Knowles. We're going to get you up here. Matt, you can start talking as I bring it up if you'd like.
All right, sure. So the campaign we have going on right now is Heirs of Isildur, The Perilous Prospects, Book 1. This is apocalyptic sci-fi set in a steampunk world. We have a pretty fun video that we had professionally done that we got to cut. And this is the first time in 7 campaigns you actually see me and stuff in the video. And we just set up just like we were doing one of our signings or appearances. We're all in our steampunk and whatnot. This is a 48-page perfect bound book, so you're actually going to have a spine on the side of the book. And one thing that is not normal to our campaigns, but it's almost always normal to Travis's, is that Travis likes to have his books finished before he starts the campaign. Normally with us, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the campaign that we can't do can't have the whole thing done while the campaign's running because we have a lot of drama ends. This time the book is nearly done. The artist is working on the last couple of pages as we speak. When I say the artist, he's working on the the inks, the colors and letters and whatnot are almost entirely done up to that point as it is. One of the things I know that is going to appeal to Travis is normally in our books, we have very avant-garde lettering and, different color word bubbles and things like that. And this time is going to be a very traditional style of word bubbles. So that definitely is something that's going to appeal to the normal comic crowd. As you saw, you just scrolled through past the covers. We were supposed to unveil our cover E last night. That's called Steampocalypse. But we actually went ahead and revealed it on Monday. We knew the thing was coming down with my brother, and we were like, hey, you know what? We want to either get it done on time or early. So we went ahead and revealed it a day early because I knew that stuff was coming down yesterday. So that's the cover E Steampocalypse right there. It's we've already had it set up where people could buy it when the campaign started. Really like the way that came out. You see there's foil shirts in there. It's actually shirts that have got foil print on the front, like the Tap Out or Affliction shirts you would have seen when those things were really, really hot. We got crazy socks. We've already had some of those made. Really excited about the items that are in this campaign and the story that's being told. Most people know that we also do something crazy like woodwork or leatherwork in our campaigns. And we've said we're going to have leatherwork coming out, and we are going to actually announce the leatherwork and show you guys the prototypes next week. This week's reveal was the cover E. Next week's reveal is the leatherwork.
Awesome. All right. So we are at $4,364 in 92 backers right now. Let's see if we can get that increased. Next up, we have Etienne, which is a little weird. So what we're going to do for Etienne is a little different. We're going to tell us about Dead Kingdom. Did we lose? We lost him again, huh? I wasn't paying attention. How long has he been gone? He's going to try to restart his computer. He's never had this problem, Paul.
Hey, I appreciate that, Pat. Everyone go back my nose and stuff. Can appreciate that for saying that, Pat. That means a lot coming from
what we got?
Big dog like you.
Everyone go Pat, Matt and stuff. Hey, Pat. I know you're on a show later, but you're more than welcome to come on and pitch in a little bit if you'd like. You're always welcome on our show. Etne, let's go to your stuff real quick. So tell us about Dead Kingdom.
Yeah, actually, Dead Kingdom is a comic I've been working for a couple of years on. And as a person from Canada, I wanted to do a Kickstarter. But as I'm not well known in this industry, I was afraid of all, the little thing that come with the first quick Kickstarter, the shipping costs and everything. So I had the chance of my good friend pitch my comic to Red 5, and they actually said yes, they wanted to publish it. So Dead Kingdom is the first act is a 5-issue story. It's going to come out this summer. And the reason I'm here with you guys is, like I said, I'm not very well known. So I wanted to, get out there and share a little bit of the art that's coming out. So what we're trying to do, I'm trying to build a community. So to show them a little teaser of what the book will be. As we get toward the release date, I'll show more pages of the 5 issues. I'm working on videos, little teaser backstory of all the kingdom. I want to show a little bit of a tale. What's the backstory of all those characters, the kingdom. So when you get the book, you already be familiar what the story is actually.
Yeah, so what we're going to do for Dead Kingdom is we're going to try to get people to like. All we need you to do, this is free, so this is easy for everybody, guys. I'm sorry, could you guys all we're going to do is try to like it. So he's at 92 people liking this page. So we're going to try to get some more likes for the Dead Kingdom. That's it. So we're at 92 likes. We're going to try to increase that like. So that one should be easy for everyone who hasn't liked it. All you need to do is like it. So you can order the book when it comes out. So that one's pretty simple. If we can't solve that one, I don't know what we're doing here. So, sorry. And next up, we've got Matt. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So we're going to talk about Mossvale, which will be the third book that I'm doing with the Ageless press imprint that I've started with Brett Murphy. You might know him from his book Paranormal Hitman that he had with Behemoth Comics. This will be our first book in the Mossvale series, which is a fantasy series 7 and up. It's 25 pages. It follows our two main characters that you see here. We have Nigel Who and Sir Lucian. Nigel finds out that there's a secret artifact that was thought to be lost. With some research, he finds out that it's not lost. He hires Lucian as his muscle, and they go in and they find out that they're not the only ones after this artifact, and there is more to Mossvale than meets the eye.
Well, and one of the things I love about this book, I think it was in an update. Yeah, it must have been an update. This is a fantasy book. We have to have a map. And it was a reveal of a map, and you guys gave us a map. I thought that was amazing and like such a little touch that I totally agree with. If you have fantasy, you have to have a map.
Yeah, we're working on the book design. I'm hoping that that's going to be early on in the book. Maybe when you flip open, I feel like with a fantasy book, you need a map to sort of look over before you get into the story. And we're gonna have an original art tier, which I think is pretty unique here in that our artist Travis Wells, he's doing everything on the board. He's doing pencils, inks, and he's doing these wonderful colors in marker. So if you buy a page of original art, normally you would get maybe some scanned in blue lines, and then somebody would ink over top of this. But with this art, you're getting so much more, and Travis is doing some amazing things. I feel like he's a wizard with the markers there, some of the glows and the shadows that he's able to get with that.
Not me, Travis, by the way, this other Travis.
Travis Wells, correct. And another unique thing is that we have, it's a pretty high end here. We have some handcrafted figurines. Couple of cons ago, we saw a guy making figurines, and we went up to him and we were like, "Hey, can you make a figurine for our book?" And he's like, "Hey, I know you guys. I backed your Dino Thrashers book." So from there, we were able to strike up a friendship, and this is the solution that he's made for that. And he's working on a Nigel Who, and he's sending us stuff. It's pretty unique. He's got a blue bulb in the wizard's staff that will light up as well. So something new that we're doing here.
That is very, very, very cool.
Yeah. And just to sort of go off of what Matt said earlier, we have finished all the art on this book. And as of now, we've lettered 13 of the 25 pages. So we're hoping that we can use that for a very quick turnaround.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So I've got you here. Mossvale is at $3,272 and 102 backers strong. So I've got you written down on my list. Now, this man needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyways, just to be nice. This gentleman is better than Raven Gregory. That's really all you need to know. It is the one, the only Pat Chen.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hi, good.
I'm not sure if I like that, Pat. Like,
I just want to get close and personal, dude. I appreciate the accurate intro. I started out. I humbly began after Raven, but I lapped him. Right, like he's trying, he's going. But the kid lapped him is what happened.
So, Pat, let's go straight into your book. Let's share it. Let's bring it up.
Cool.
Let's talk about your book. You just came off another stream, so you cheated on me. Wednesday nights for me, and you were with somebody else.
I did, and then I saw you, streaming it, and I was so tempted. I just had to chime in.
You're just like, I need to go, guys. Like, I'm sorry, I had something else came up, and it's gonna be awkward. We're gonna have a YouTube war, and it's gonna be bad. So
I think so.
I'm excited. I'm excited about seeing how it goes out. So, Prison Witch,
yes.
It needs a little bit of money. It's not doing well.
Yeah, I could definitely use a bit more money. This is Prison Witch Volume 3. It's the series finale. It is about a woman named Cam who gets sent to prison following an assault. She blames the assault on a demon. She believes that she's been possessed for her entire life. At prison, she meets a coven of witches who shows her the truth of the demon, the spirit inside of her, and that she might not be exactly right about what that spirit is. It's co-written by myself and my wife, Amy Shand. We have 2 artists on board. The artist who has been with us for the whole series, Erica D'Urso, she returns to do a framing story, and the main action is drawn by Carola Borelli. And those are our previous volumes. There's a little TikTok for me, a rare TikTok that isn't me opening Pokemon cards.
This is how. Let's see.
Hey, I'm Pat Shan.
59 seconds.
I'm a writer, and this is my graphic novel series, Prison Witch. Prison Witch is about Cam Rivers, who goes to prison after an assault. Cam, for her whole life, has believed that she's possessed by a demon.
Oh, I just think, yeah. That's what I
She's
just
haunted by
wanted
the
to say.
specter of a terrifying little girl who, when Cam gets angry, blazes in flames. Prison Witch has 2 volumes so far. It's co-written by my wife, Amy Shand, and illustrated by Erica D'Urso and Carola Borelli. Now, we've been using Kickstarter campaigns to publish, create, and ship Prison Witch for 4 years now. Tomorrow, Tuesday, February 8th, our 3rd and final volume launches. This volume will complete the Prison Witch trilogy and close off Cam River's story. You can get volume 3 if you've read volume 1 and 2, or you can catch up and get the whole trilogy. We have pins, prints, signed book plates, and 2 covers. One by Eliza Romboli, one by Jen St. Ange.
Look at that. TikTok.
I mean, I didn't see Pat dancing on that TikTok, so I'm pretty disappointed.
Yeah, I definitely should have done a little choreography, done a little of this action. But yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Paul. Paul is not doing well.
Travis, I have a bit of trivia for you.
Okay.
You get a first time here tonight. So Pat Shand and I have known each other for a while. Pat Shand and I have talked about each other for a while.
Yeah.
Pat's had Steph on his show before for other reasons and whatnot. But this is the first time ever that you've got me and Pat on the same show ever. We have never done a live stream together. I don't know if it's because Pat doesn't want there to be too much sexiness on the same show. We wanted to keep it separate or something. But we're going to test this out to see if the show doesn't explode with me and him on the same show at the same time.
Oh, see, yeah. I got to argue that because Matt brought it with the hair. Matt combed his hair. He looks better than he's ever looked in comics. And Caleb has been a health fitness dude. Like, he's been working on his fitness, I think is what J-Lo said, right? Is that J-Lo? I don't know. Who works on their fitness? No, that's a Fergie.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Me and Fergie have a lot in common, I think.
You and Fergie have a lot in common. I believe, I believe when you started your workout journey, Caleb, you said you want to be Fergalicious, if I remember.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was my statement. Yeah.
Right. And you're going to keep working until you get Fergalicious. Who else we got? Raven, my apologies. My computer went haywire. Okay. Hey, Paul. I don't know where you're at. DJ Khaled. But so everybody's pitched. Oh, I'm going to show mine, I guess. I think, are we missing someone besides? No, we're good. Okay. Sorry. Let's get one more. Talk about my book real quick. I do a book called Granite State Punk. It's pretty good. It's only got like 12 hours or something left, though.
This is your first ever comic book, right?
Basically, yeah. This is basically the only thing I've ever done. It's at least the most exciting thing I've ever done. Granite State Punk. It's got punks and rocks. Granite. If you like rocks, New Hampshire, punk rock and monsters, this is the book for you. But it's been live for a bit. We've been killing it. We're wrapping up our 30 days. That's why I'm live, because I do everything. It's a pretty cool book. Really want to hit that 10K. I'm not trying to sound greedy or anything, but that's just a goal. It's a number you got to hit. I want to hit it on the solo issue. So any help you can get in the next 12 hours would be great. But I am at Granite State Punk.
Oh, you're 3 away from that magical number there.
Yeah, your favorite number.
Yeah, celebrate. I hit that yesterday on the 269. I was pretty pleased with that.
Did you tell Mike Tenner and just let him know?
Oh yeah, well I posted about it. It was gotta. I mean, as far as Mike Teener, I gotta rub everything in his face all the time. That's the number one
Because
thing.
he's cocky, right? He's just cocky. We were actually supposed to have somebody else on tonight that they didn't send me the message, so I don't know, or maybe they sent me the message on Twitter. I better check. But we've gone through everybody. Everybody's really cool. We can go through the comments real quick. Let's see if anybody's here. Hi, Caleb. You've got a fan. Sean says you're a fan. And Pat. So,
dude, I was about to say, and say hi to me too, dude.
Right.
Sean
only likes Caleb and Pat. Sean, by the way, has 12 hours left. If you guys have a chance, check out 21 AD. He's very close to funding. If you guys can help him out, that would be terrific. Terrific.
Do it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I believe it.
I believe it's going to happen.
Definitely.
Yes. So, Alan, my other dude is messaging me just on Twitter instead of Facebook. Does he not know that I only do Facebook? And Stefan Nilsson is here. He's ignoring me, or he doesn't know I'm here. Let's see what happens.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good. How you been?
Good. So Stefan is the guy who got me into comics. If anybody's ever read any of my stuff, it is because of this gentleman. And to pay him back, I have insulted celebrity because I was younger then. I insulted Rob Liefeld once. He didn't like that. I hit his friend's car backing out of his house. He did not like that. But Stefan is still my friend, which is it's nice.
I have a high tolerance for things, I guess.
Stefan, I'm going to bring your book up. Can you tell us about your little program that you do? I don't think anybody knows. Does anybody know Stefan besides me?
Oh, yeah.
Pat and I have had run-ins through a mutual friend, Larry Watts.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, but more online and at cons type stuff. So, but yeah, I have we'll say a bi-weekly show called Things Are Getting Sketchy. We go weekly during the winters because most of our artists are up north. I'm in Florida, but most of the artists are up north, so they can't go anywhere on Saturdays. So we do the show weekly. And then about 2-3 times a year, we collect all the art that we do on the shows to make an art book, also named Things Are Getting Sketchy. So in the art book is a blank cover for continuation of said type work that people take to cons. This is our second volume, and it's 44 pages. Like I said, it usually takes us about 6 months to get enough art to go in there, but it's got art from Mike Ruth, Hugh Rookwood, Casey Parsons, Brenda Little, Carl Waller. It's basically everybody who's been on the show. And then we do once a month, we do a coaster night, coaster to coaster, where we do smaller art on 4-inch coasters that you can see kind of some of the samples there. That way people can get a piece of art that's not necessarily insanely expensive, because sometimes the auctions go crazy, like a Last Ronin one or the Muppets mashups tend to get out of control. We do have one tier that just rolled right past.
Nope.
That is not a sketch cover. We do it's the cat. It's the Rumble Kitties. Go up one more. Right there. Yeah, the Rumble Kitties. So we do it for the Kitties edition. Like last one was what was it? Oh yeah, it was like He-Man Skeletor on Baby Kittens. And now this one. So we just kind of do that one as a one-off for fun. One of our regulars came up with the idea for the kitties, because we've done charities in the past for animal shelters, but most of the time the show is just for the artists, because it started because during the pandemic, all these artists were being asked to do charities, which are great. But at the same time, it takes artists hours to do this work, and they're giving up all their time. So I was like, you know what? Let's be a little selfish. Let's do a show where you guys get the money. And we just have fun. We'll talk trash about pop culture, because I'm just a curmudgeon on TV shows and movies and how piss poor they're being done. And we drink, we get rowdy, and we do some great art. So we've got 11 days left. We never do a really high goal because the book's already been paid for. We're just, covering shipping and printing because the guys have done the art already throughout the show. So whatever we collect after printing gets divided up on the artists that are in the book. They get all that money. So we have regular tiers for books, and then we also have like special tiers to get original art on the books. We have a big tier called a 1 of 1, where the artists design a cover. We print that book. We print 10 copies of it, find the best one, ship that out. The person gets that book, a 1 of 1 print, the original art, and then we destroy the other 9 copies. So yeah, it's a way to get like a really cool, special, like I said, a 1 of 1 printing with the original art.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Stefan, for those who don't know, he's worked at Aftershock. He's done things for DC, done things for Image. He's been around the block a little bit. And I like him. And I think you should back his book.
Thank you.
So I got you at 32 backers and $3,504. We'll see if we can increase that on this show. And then we got one more guy here who doesn't know how to title his book. What is the name of your book, Alan? Is it?
It's The Greatest Book of All Time, Volume 3.
Prison Witches? That's weird.
It's funny because we were just talking crap about Mr. Teener. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice that I just show up in this place because he wouldn't be on time anyway.
I apologize. I don't use Twitter except for to troll people, so I didn't know that you were messaging there. So that was the welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody.
So tell us about Pocus Hocus real quick, and I'll get you on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Pocus Hocus is, in short, about a magician who sells his soul to a demon to have actual magical powers. Ooh. And then the consequences come back to bite him. Yep, that's it. The end. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, I saw that you got a share in Prison Witch. I mean, he's Pat's never been given one to me, but like apparently he likes you. So
that $150 talks, man. They said that's all it took.
$150? That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Travis, I would be so happy to share you.
Well, you got 12 hours. But yeah, Pocus Hocus, if you guys hadn't heard when he was on the show last time, it is literally one of my favorite indie books that I read last year. So highly recommend this book. Really, really good book. Silly name, as I pointed out, but really good book.
Well,
I've read this. Well, I haven't read issue 3, but I've read the first 2 issues, and I agree. This is a really good book, and it's also like a Faustian thing, which is something that gets me all excited. I wrote papers about Faust mainly because I wanted to dig on Shakespeare when I was in college, but it's a good book.
Awesome. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So what we're going to do now before we go into anything, and since we got everybody here, and we're going to have everybody ask another creator a question. So we're going to start and have creators interview creators. So we're going to start with Matt. Matt, you're going to ask somebody a question on this panel. And then we're going to go around to Pat and Caleb, and we're going to kind of interview each other through that. Try to pick someone who hasn't been picked when you go stuff. And we're going to start with that, and then we'll go into deep dives of everybody's campaigns.
All right. So I'm going to go to the obvious one for me. I'm going to go to Pat Shan. I'm going to say, Pat, I know you're doing Prison Witch right now.
Yeah.
I know that soon you're going to be able to get a digital copy of Prison Witch 1 as a stretch goal in our campaign. But outside of Prison Witch, what is your favorite book that you've written and why?
Oh, it's got to be Destiny New York. That is the core of what I do on Kickstarter. It is, my ongoing series. We're at 5 volumes now. I do a bunch of spinoffs, and we're launching volume 6 this year. That's the book where I put all of my, heart and soul for one, and also it's the long one. I mostly do 60 to 70 page books, And for Destiny New York, I'm a glutton, dude. I'll do like a 120 at minimum to about up to 210 per volume per year.
Wow.
So yeah, that's definitely my go-to for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Very cool. Hey, Joey, what's going on, man? We're just trying to get people backers. We got some other stuff. Yes, I will post all the links to the Kickstarters in the chat while we're doing this. That's actually a good project for me to do because I have not done that yet. I've been all over the place. Pat, go ahead. You ask somebody a question.
All right. I'll ask Alan because I did spotlight the Kickstarter today. What series is next after Pocus Hocus?
So Will and I, we want to explore a little bit more into horror, and we are actually in development for a slasher series.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, all right. You heard it here first.
Yep.
Caleb.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Matt. Mossvale, Matt, how do you? This is not my question. How do you pronounce your last name? I don't want to say it wrong.
It's Kund.
Kund. Okay.
Wow, I say Kund all the time.
No worries. No worries. It's not the easiest name to say.
Okay, Mossvale, you're not the writer. You are like the publisher on that. So, like, what was the? I guess what was the inspiration for wanting to be a publisher on a book? Like, what was the process for that, and how did you come to be involved?
Yeah, so it really came through. I have a podcasting partner, Noah, that we do Constructing Comics podcast, and he was working with another guy. They were just sitting down drawing while Noah was working on Dino Thrashers, and Travis Wells, the artist of Mossvale, was just sitting there. They're working together, and Travis wasn't that serious about it at that point. And he turns to Noah and he's like, "Hey, if I want to make this a book, get this out, what can I do?" And then from there, Noah's worked with me on Dino Thrashers, the podcast, some other stuff. So he just brought it to me. So it was sort of like vetted, and I had been following it along, sort of the construction of it, the drawing of it on Instagram. So I knew about it. So, that's how it came to me. So,
okay.
He was no experience with Kickstarters or anything like that. We joke with him. He's a younger guy, but he's really terrible with technology. So like we're helping him, make sure that he puts the link to his Kickstarter in his Instagram profile, because before it was not clickable. So we're just stuff like that. So just helping out that way. And I really like the book. The art is really, really awesome. And some of the stuff that I've written, I don't really feel great handing over to a kid. So it's awesome to have something skews a little bit younger that I can give to my daughter and not worry about and stuff like that. So a couple of those things.
Right on.
Is it called Creating Comics? Oh, Michael wants to know your podcast name.
It is called Constructing Comics.
I definitely recommend following it, Michael. He's fantastic. Like, just from his interviews that he does with creators, as well as his deep dives into like modern classics.
Yeah. It started off as a review show, but it's sort of we found our niche with interviews and stuff like that. So.
Creators, if you guys can make sure you check the site and make sure I got everybody's thing. I think I got everybody. Again, back these books, check them out at least. If you don't back them, at least look at it real quick. Helps the search engines. I think I got everybody. No, I didn't get Pocus Hocus. All right, you're up, Matt.
Okay. So is anybody here an artist? Okay. Etienne, so as somebody who mainly works as a writer and wants to possibly write and draw their own thing, would you have any advice as far as like, do you think maybe like, do I go full script, or maybe I do a hybrid where I sort of work out the story with an outline and like some thumbnails? Would you have any advice there?
But for me, when I started working on Dead Kingdom, the first thing I did, because at first it was going to be, I knew it's going to be a long story to tell. So what I did is like I just started doing some bullet points of, I suppose, okay, Act 1 will be that will happen, and Act 2 this will happen, all the way to the end. And afterward, what I did is I just took, like, suppose I'm gonna write the script. I took all my bullet points from Act 1, and I just starting to write. And sometimes I decided to change some details. Sometimes I adding something. So, but I always kept pretty much. I kept pretty close to what I originally intended to do. And the only difference is when you draw what you write. It's a very loose script because you already pretty know what you're going to put on pages. So it's the general outline. So I won't go in so many details about panel 1. I'll just write, the settings, the dialogue and the action, because when I finish, I pretty much already know what's going to be on page. The downside of doing that is when you send your script to your editor. In my case, it's Kurt Belcher, and I had to send him my pages also, because as much as he could correct my spelling error, is I'm French Canadian, so you can imagine there were a lot of them. So he needed to pay just to compare the script with my art. So if you intend to do it all by yourself, it's okay. But I still for the future issues, I intend to write my script pretty much more with much detail and much more description to the point when I'll send it to my editor.
Awesome. Well, Edney, it's your turn. It seems like we're just going to the next person. It seems like that ended up being what it was.
My question is for Caleb. First of all, the art for Vampire Detective in Space is incredible. It's so beautiful. And I want to know the genesis of the idea behind this comic. What was the inspiration, book-wise, movie? I don't know, but I want to know what inspired you to do this book.
Yeah. So this book is actually just ripped up old idea that I had from a book that I did called A Small Favor. And actually, I don't know, like, I'm going to spill the tea on a little bit of advice that Pat Shan gave me. My only Kickstarter that ever failed, I went to Pat and I was like, dude, my Kickstarter's failing. I don't know what to do. Please help me. And he was like, dude, this book sucks. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. He gave me some very good advice. And I actually ended up not relaunching. I know a lot of people are like, relaunch your book. I waited. I did something else. I was like, I'm going to do this Unicorn Vampire Hunter thing. No one's going to care about that. And then I came back to this and took the characters from that book, A Small Favor, made one of them a vampire, put it in space. And it's certainly got a better reception than that original book had. And I was a big fan of that book, but it was my first book that I ever did. And there was a lot of different art styles on it. And the art didn't necessarily fit the story. And so the short answer to your question is it's a upcycled idea from my first comic book series, which was called A Small Favor, which was about a 1,000-year-old space traveler. Now he's a 1,000-year-old space vampire. And I mean, to be perfectly honest, I wrote a book about vampires that did extremely well on Kickstarter. And so I thought, everything's vampires now. So that's more or less it.
It looks great. I'm going to back it. It looks awesome.
Oh, thank you. And the artist, by the way, Dave Swartz, he is really talented, really fast, really nice. When he's not drawing comics, he's getting high on mushrooms and drawing paintings, these psychedelic paintings that have been featured in Vanity Fair UK. So he's like a big deal, and he's looking for more comic book projects right now. So if you're looking for a comic book artist for real, hit up Dave Swartz. He's fast and talented as hell.
See, I don't know about you guys, but fast means I have to pay faster, and that scares me. So I get scared if they're too fast. Congratulations on your mouse and backer number today. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, who's next? Stefan, it's you.
All right. Actually, Caleb.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta go back to you. Not really a comic book question. Who did your room design there with your audio panels and stuff? Did you make an audio room, or is this like your bedroom?
Okay.
You just got cornered off? What do you got going on here?
This is actually a really fun story. I bought a house in November, and when we were doing the house, this room was not advertised. This room was set up like this when I bought the house, and it's like a audio dampened room. I don't know. It's got
Oh yeah, it's not. Oh yeah, all
sorts of
nice.
Yeah, and so I was walking around the house taking a tour, and the previous owner, it was 2 owners ago that set up this room, because the previous owner was using it as a storage closet. It was stacked to the ceiling with like boxes of crap. And so I was like, holy crap. And I'm not going to say that this room like made the decision for me on buying the house, but certainly
it helped.
Was, like, it helped. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
John, weren't you supposed to be on this show? Just as I see you. And you're all damn jealous of that sound room. Alan.
All right, Matt. Looking at Tales from Nocturnia, what would be your D&D class to go into this adventure if you were thrown in?
Oh man, I would absolutely will have to be some kind of warrior. I know that sounds much more World of Warcraft style, but I would definitely want to be more on the side of the guys that are the warriors. But knowing me, I'd be more the strategist behind the scenes that's telling the armies to go out there. But yeah, I'd definitely be a warrior. I know it's not a real D&D answer, but that's stuff where I would be.
Well, how would you align yourself? Would you be lawful good, neutral, lawful evil? What would you
do? I think honestly, knowing me, I'd probably align myself with lawful good.
Good. All right. You passed the test. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I actually know Matt pretty well, and he is definitely chaotic neutral. So
okay. All right. So you're a liar, which means you are chaotic neutral.
I've seen Matt instigate and pretend he's not instigating, but he knows. He knows he's instigating. He knows.
I have a question for the whole room. We're talking about D&D. Last year, I made a D&D supplement for my from one of my books. Has anyone else done a D&D like tie-in, role-playing tie-in for any of their comics?
Not for my comics, no.
We have not, but we have definitely talked about one, and we just haven't had time to get to. We absolutely have plans on doing that.
So there is a Dog Days role-playing game, believe it or not. I mean, the book never came out, but there is a Dog Days supplement for the Dog Days book, as it was a stretch goal that got released.
Fun.
It's coming though, right?
Oh yeah, it's coming out, right?
It's coming.
Yes. Actually, right now, for the first time in human history, Dog Days delay is my fault.
Oh.
Yeah. For the first time in human history, I have it. I showed my wife it, and she's like, "You're not going to print with that, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" There's a lot of edits that need to be done. Well, and you guys are all friends with me on Facebook. In general, my life needs a lot of edits. Spelling and grammar is hard. I'm very creative, but the spelling and grammar, not so good. So my wife has helped me give him a better draft. So when we get it, it's going to be good. But yes, it's coming, and I'm going to get him by Saturday. But yes, it's my fault. It's delayed right now, but the lettering's done. I've read the book. It's very good.
Awesome.
So I actually got 2 questions. I've got a question for 2 people. I'm going to ask Stefan first, and then I'm going to ask Matt. So Stefan, so when you started, you were very heavily in self-publishing, and now you've kind of just do it, now and then. What was the highs and lows of publishing? Before you were trying to hook up a whole bunch of people, and then you kind of switched things. You've gone back and forth, and you've had a couple different companies. What is that like? How did that kind of work out, in your long history of publishing?
Well, I work in film now, so that's the quick answer to how it worked out in publishing. Yeah. So no, I did start out self-publishing. Went to, like you said earlier, DC, IDW, all that. And honestly, like, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I won't change it or trade it for anything, because like the Pound was awesome. I got to write Batman, Guy Gardner, Superman. I got to write all the ones I wanted to write, but I got tired of scratching for scraps, really.
Sure.
So, and I never was one to be like spotlight or front of camera. I like being a kingmaker, if that's the way of saying it. So I like finding, so like when I started working with Aftershock, I started working on the alternate covers programs for them, doing a lot of their video work for them. But like finding people like Mike Ruth, Hugh Rookwood, getting them into doing covers for Aftershock, helping them. It's like finding talent out there that, needs to be seen, and really just pushing them until the editors break and go, okay, yeah, I can see this guy's good. Another guy that's out there right now who, keep your eye on, Sean Hill. He is going to just break people when you see his art. Marvel just picked him up for some Luke Cage stuff, and his stuff is just gorgeous. So, for the past year, I've been pushing him a lot. He's a hustler too, so it's not like I'm just doing it for him. So that's what I like doing now. I mean, I like being out there. Like, I've got 2 books coming out now, but I'm very low key about them, because like when I'm ready to start pushing them, I'll push them. But yeah, for me, it's all casual now. I kind of hit everything I wanted to do, and I like, again, being behind the scenes and just doing it when I want to do it. I'm not sure if I answered your question. I'm sorry, I scrambled.
No, you're good. You're good. That answers it enough for me. Because I don't need the history lesson. I followed it along. I was on the ride for some of it, so we're good. Sean Hill does great art. Sean Terry says so.
Sean Terry's right.
Sean knows Sean.
Yeah.
So on the flip side of that question, Matt, like, you are very much like me. You have as far as I can tell, you had no desire to be a publisher, and then you're publishing other people's shit. Same as me. So what's that like? How does that feel? Are you happy with that enrollment? Do you wish you were doing more of your stuff? What are you thinking?
No, I'm happy doing it. I feel like certainly with this Mossvale book, I'm not, and not to toot my own horn, but I'm not necessarily sure that it would have been able to do as well as it's doing without the 5-6 years of building contacts and relationships in the indie market. If Travis Wells, the artist, kind of went there, not knowing what to expect, it might not be doing so well. So I feel good being able to help out that way. I'm excited, when I'm able to put the book on a table and hand it over to somebody. It's not my own stuff, but, I feel a sense of pride and that I was able to put something, out into the world, and help some people and hopefully give somebody a story that they enjoy.
Oh, that's awesome. Appreciate it. I think that's a good answer. All right, so let's do a quick tour. I know Pat's going to leave, but let's do a quick tour and see where everybody's at, see if anybody's increased, see where everybody has done the stuff. We'll do that real quick. So we're going to start with you, Matt. So last time we talked, Hails of Cedar was at Sildor. It was $4,364 in 92 backers. Let's see where you're at now, Matt. Where are you at?
So 43.94.95, unless you want to be the one to share that noise.
No, you can share it. Yeah.
Yeah, 43.94, 95 backers. Would love to see us be able to at least next day or so get over it, get to that 100, try to get to that next stretch goal of 5,000. And this has been a struggle for me, not the campaign. I'm really happy with the campaign. I'm really happy with everything that's there. If you guys haven't watched our campaign video, Travis, if you want to play it, it's only 90 seconds. It is super fun. But, it's just been a struggle. I had a major life incident happen right in the middle of it. So I'm away from my computer. I'm away from all the pre-made graphics that we have set up. So normally we're not like, there would have even been more graphics on the campaign page by now. But, when, life takes you, 350 miles the other direction, you got to do what you got to do. So, but it's a great story. The art is our favorite art that we've done to this point. The story is great. We had another wild incident that happened yesterday. I don't know if you guys heard about the flooding that's happening in Brazil. Brazil had a major flood yesterday in Petropolis, which is in the Rio de Janeiro area. Petropolis basically has one big giant mountain in the middle of it. The art team for Heirs of Isildur, one of them lives on one side of the mountain in Petropolis. The other one lives on the other side of the mountain in Petropolis. And there's videos. If you haven't seen them, go look up Petropolis floods, and you are not going to believe how insane these floods are. And we talked with one of the artists yesterday, but we didn't hear from the other one until today. And after all the events that have been going on in my life, you don't want to even be thinking about, hey, I didn't hear from somebody, what's going on. But we did hear from him today, so we know they're both fine, but they both experienced and saw some pretty wild crap, seeing basically like White River Rapids flowing right down the streets in their neighborhoods. But glad to have them there, not just because they're great artists, but because they're good people too. We want to have them around for quite a while.
All right. I will do your video, but I know Pat's got to go, so I want to go through them real quick, but then we'll go back to you right after and do the video, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, next is Pat. Let's see if you've so you did get 3 backers and you got like $40, which is good.
Hey,
Yeah,
I had no idea. That's awesome.
All right, so let's see where Pat's at, since Pat's next on our list here. Let's see if Pat made any money. Pat, you were at, last time we spoke, 344 backers, 16,733, just a little bit of money. Let's see if anybody has loved you.
I haven't seen any notifications, so I don't think so.
We have not got any love for Pat. So if you have not backed Pat, we need to. You love Pat. You know you love Pat. Everyone loves Pat. Give him a buck or give him a buck or two. He's got to go, but I want him to message me and say, "Hey, you got me a buck or two," and I appreciate that. That gives me 2 Pokemon packs that I can open tomorrow, and I want him to be happy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm so grateful for you having me on again here. This is a beautiful stream that you do. It's quite a collection of creators here, and I'll be back on for sure. For now, I do have to go before my cat starts bitching more. It's time to feed him, But thank you. Prison Witch is live now. tinyurl.com/prisonwitch. And all you guys are going to do awesome on your campaigns. I think most of you by now. So I don't feel awkward saying I love you. Goodbye, guys.
Aww. See you, Pat. All right, let's go to Caleb. Caleb, last we spoke about Vampire Detectives in Space. You're at 272 backers, 5,358. Let's see if that has increased. Let's see. I don't know. You probably know because you probably have it up in the other tab, refreshing every 3 minutes, like you do. But
that's how you do it. I made a little. It looks like we made a little progress. I'll wait for you to bring it up.
I actually don't have your tab open. I don't know what happened. I have 2 of Prison Witch. Hold on, give me a second.
That's why nobody backed Prison Witch, because Travis is eating up all the bandwidth for
right. That's
nobody
it.
can log in.
Right. I have it. I have 2 open of that. I am shocked, by the way, that this is not funded. I mean, it's such a killer book, and it's just crazy.
I mean, I appreciate that. My point of view on it is that there are 278 people who
hell's yeah
care enough about my ridiculous crap to have given me money, and I am confident that it'll fund. I'm thrilled that I've got that many people that come back. I've got a very a fantastic mailing list. My mailing list has just great numbers on it because I only put people on there who gave me money already. So they're like, it's a mailing list full of people who already have shown they want to support me, and they are awesome. They come back every time, and I feel good about it. I'm very blessed and very fortunate to have people who care at all about what I do. And it looks like I did get about 6 backers. Just
7 backers.
7 backers.
Yeah,
Nice.
I jumped on that one too.
Yeah, I just realized I hadn't backed your thing yet, so I just made sure to go and fix that.
We're killing it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I canceled my back and then did it again. So does that count?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we just want to mess with your adjustments table like as much as possible. So you're just trying to figure it out.
something I don't want to hog up too much screen time here, but I something strange on this campaign, although it has underperformed compared to my last few campaigns. I also have had almost no cancellations, which is kind of a first for me, and I don't know what that's about. I know. Yeah. I don't want to
think. No, I was very similar for that. So Mossvale, we've got one backer, which is great.
Thank you.
We're at 102, and now we're at 3275. So that's good. We're moving on up over there. Which by the way, in the kids category is like gangbusters. Yeah, Matt did one earlier, kids campaign. They're tough, right, Matt?
They're super tough because kids campaigns, people on Kickstarter want two things. They want collectibles and boobs. And when you have a kids campaign, you aren't normally going to have collectability, and you better not have boobs if it's a kids book.
Right.
Kids don't have credit cards, which is like a really big problem.
Yeah, you're not selling to the consumer. You're selling to the person who is buying stuff for the consumer. So it makes it tough. So it's good to see that it's actually at least up there over 100 backers, because it's not easy on kids campaigns.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I've watched that and been like, maybe I don't want to do a kid's book. My kids are like, hey, when can I read one of your books? And I'm like, soon.
You don't let your kids read your books?
No. I don't. It's weird.
If you can, once conventions start up, or you can start getting out more conventions, that's when I would suggest, like, if you're going to do a kid's book, time it with that. Because my best selling book to date still is Atomic Mike. Like, no matter how many printings I've been into it, if I bring it to a convention, I'll sell that one. I'll move that more than any of my other big titled stuff. Yeah, Atomic Mike moves kids, because parents bring their kids to the show, they get that, and then I can usually sell them on the second volume, through Amazon or straight from the site.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that book until you mentioned it. Because when I think of you, I think of Government Bodies, of course, and then I think of the Pound. I forgot all about Atomic Mike. And then Martin Pierre is a friend of ours. Like, I got your like 5 issues that you've done of that, and you still need one. Still got to finish that, Stefan. What's going on?
That's an artist problem, man.
Well, I heard the art's lost too, right? The art's lost.
Yeah. He sent me all the low res. He went on vacation, came back from vacation, his computer crashed. He was never able to retrieve it.
Oh man!
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do this again." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't blame you." And it's one of those things where just never been able to find an artist, because I don't want to do a 5th book where the art is completely different.
Right, sure.
Or it's so jarring, and I've never been able to find somebody who could do close enough to Larry's style to make it worth doing. So it sucks. I'd love to have that.
It's Larry, right? You can't replace Larry. Like, he's got a name. Like, you can't.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't even mind, because we tried testing out somebody who said they could do it and they didn't quite do it. But Larry's just gotten so busy too that he's just not going to be able to come back to it.
All right, Pocus Hocus. You got a backer. You were at 188. And now you're at 189 and 616.
Awesome.
So you have the Marvel Universe, which is great. So we're good there, which is exciting. Let's see what else we got. Stefan, let's check out the Facebook page. Let's see if anybody, like, this was the free one, guys. If you can't figure this one out, I don't know what to do. That's my Facebook. I should probably look up Dead Kingdoms. That's all my private messages. So let's clean up those. So you got 3. So that's gets you something.
I'll take it.
Dead Kingdom. Again, this one you just have to follow his page. That's it. He's not asking a lot. And look at his art. Etienne's art is fantastic. Like, he's got some really cool vibes in his art. Like this really sketchy feel. Who would you compare your style to, Etienne?
Is there any information as far as like when this book will go to previews or anything like that?
For now, it's summer. It will be July or August. It'll be a 5-issue. It's pretty much like fantasy, medieval, with the undead story. So pretty much all the issues are done. All the art, literate, everything is pretty much done. So what I'm doing now, it's doing some, putting some pages up, doing some, getting myself to be known actually.
I love your art. You've done the Cthulhu covers, which is great, and we'll support you the best we can.
Well, Travis, you spoil me each time you send me something to draw, so I won't complain. I'm having a blast every time. So,
oh, that's awesome. All right, and next we've got Stefan. And Stefan got, where are we at, Stefan? You got one.
Yep.
3509. Yeah, Stefan, one of the things I noticed about this campaign, this is the first time I've looked at it, I apologize. Is there a way to get volume 1 and like add-ons or anything? Or is that like too late, too much, too gone?
Yeah, because we don't, volume 1 is gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there are add-ons, yeah. But I mean, like the add-ons are like you see there, the coaster set and things like that. Because we'll probably do, again, when we start doing conventions more, do some volume 1s. But yeah, volume 1 was gone.
Nice. It's that's always a tricky thing, with stuff, which is weird, like, because you don't really have a good category for art books, right? Like you have to put it in comics, but it's not really a comic, right? It's more of an art thing, and you don't want it in the art too much because that's like fine art, which is not you're doing kind of sketchbook art,
Yeah, like I said, we never really, honestly, never really go for the big on this because, like I said, we get, and then all the artists get the leftover stock to take to their shows and stuff, and then they sell the books out there too. So it's it's just more there to kind of like use it to promote the show, to get people to show up there. Yeah.
Can you private message us to the YouTube channel so I can share that, so I can make sure people can follow and subscribe at least?
Sure.
You do YouTube and Twitch, right?
Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch. We go all three. Twitch mainly for the quality, Facebook so people can actually talk and engage, because unfortunately YouTube is like the worst of the three for all of it, because you can't respond to anybody. I mean, the quality's solid, but let me give you that real quick.
All right. So we're going to go to that video in 1 second. I'm going to answer some questions here. We had a couple of questions that came that I want to address. All right. I'm going to scroll up. Michael had a question. Let's see. Sorry, guys. This is very riveting content, right? Me scrolling. Michael had, what is a different genre to write in or publish in comic form? What is the most difficult genre to write in or publish in comic form?
Comedy.
See, I
agree with that.
Rom-com, like specific rom-com. I think you can do comedy. It's rom-com specifically that I think.
Well, no, I mean,
comedy,
you got to make sure the joke lands and that the artist can give you visuals, because that's hard to do, like in a film strip format, because that's really what you're doing. You don't have an actor who can land the joke with a tone, so you have to make sure that the script and the art match to where the person reading hears the tone that's actually meant for that joke to land, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Anybody else have a countering opinion or a different thought?
Well, I think, like you said earlier, we were talking about writing a kid's book. A kid's book can do well when it's not in a crowdfunding situation, but it's very, very difficult. You can have a great book. I think Misfits Clubhouse is an awesome book, and there's a big future for that. But being in a crowdfunding situation was really tough, because it's hard to, even though it's a good book, it's hard to get people to be like, well, why do I want this and not this action adventure or R-rated or X-rated or whatever? What makes me want to go get Ren and Stimpy or the Fairly Odd Parents in comic form when I go this other thing?
Yeah, especially when you talk about the collector's value and the market. Kids' books tend to be a little cheaper than normal books. So, like,
Absolutely.
why would you spend the Kickstarter prices on something you pay a lot less on?
Yeah, something that I noticed about kids' books, if you go into like Barnes and Noble and go to the kids section in the back and you see the graphic novels that they've got for kids, they're like 1,000,000 pages long. They're like 250 pages long, and I'm like, because I have thought about trying to do like a middle grade graphic novel or something, and I'm like, it's just like in that market, they're all so long. How, like, I don't know if it's like the artists who are doing this are just like doing it at cut rate prices, or if it's the artist and the writer, then it's the same person or what. But I'm like, man, because like a graphic novels for adults, I mean, we're capping out at like 200 pages, and that's a long one.
No, true. So there was one other question. All right. How many issues for Alan Slasher? What's the motivating inspiration? Any existing area?
I don't want to say too much about it just yet, but we're looking to do a mini 3 to 4 issue right now.
What's up, Gib?
Nothing. You want me to answer that question for you, Travis, as well? Or
yeah, please.
Not too much. Okay, perfect.
And what's Alan's book? Alan, you're very popular.
Oh, okay. Well, Travis, do you want to go ahead and explain it because you hate the title so much?
It's something about wizards. Basically, Harry Potter ripoff, black and white. Just
fundamentally,
it's not fully black and white, is it?
No, it's not.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah. So again, to answer the question, it's about a magician who sells his soul to a demon to have actual magical powers, and that demon comes back later to kind of one up the debt that it's owed. And the comic itself is in black and white. However, whenever you see color, that means that there's demonic magic happening. So we really wanted to try to mix it up that way and give it a little bit more burst of life that way as well.
I really like those. Those animated backgrounds in there. That's just a cool little touch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were taking a risk because sometimes they don't load on phones well. So I'm happy that they're loading right now.
Well, my goal, as I've shared in the last thing, Mike Tenner needs to be taken down a peg. So we need to, next campaign, get me involved in the beginning, and we're just going to crush Midnight Highway, crush it. It's not even going to be in the same league.
I have a question, Alan. Are you just like from a similar region as Mike? Or are you like his long lost son or something? Because your guys' voices sound like very similar.
So Mike and I have been friends for 15 years, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we live like 5 minutes from each other.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, yeah, that's very impressive, especially with the quality of. And again, I keep telling you, your book is really, really good. I really enjoy it. Being so close to each other, and like, when you do a friend a favor, like sometimes you're doing the friend a favor, and you can tell like it does not look like he's doing you a favor. Like,
thank God.
You're doing him a favor.
It's true. You are doing him a favor.
Yeah, because I think Caleb, we talked about it before, and Travis, we've talked about it as well. From where this is my first comic, I didn't want to suffer from the first timer syndrome out the gate with it, so I was trying to be very careful about how we did everything. So for you guys to compliment it this way, I really appreciate it.
I mean, for your first comic, it is great. My first comic sucked, so it's you're doing a good job.
No, thank you guys. Yep.
Stefan's part of my first comic was really good. Like his part was really good. The 4-page backup, it was all right, but not as good as his. All right, so let's go. We gotta check my numbers, and then we can go to Matt's video real quick.
Yeah, we only got like 10 hours left in Granite State Punk. Does show them numbers.
Let's see those numbers. Let's see if we increased since we chatted. I hope so.
It looked like it. I
you can't see that. Whoa. What are you doing? Okay. That looks impressive. So we are at.
You got that 69, baby.
That's 69, dude.
Nice.
We are at 9,600. We are killing it, ladies and gentlemen. This is my most successful single issue. I'm very, very proud of it. I've come a long way. I'm very, very happy. Thank you guys for supporting it and doing stuff. But on to Matt's video. Let's see Matt's video, because I don't have a video because people make fun of him because I don't do great videos, which is funny because I have a film degree.
I also I'm a film school dropout, which I feel like has a little more prestige.
Did Travis just kick himself out of his own video?
I think you did, yeah. I say, but it's also the the shoemaker's kids type thing, because that's why my videos for Kickstarter are always just me going, "Hey, this is it. Here it is. Go." Look at the art, because I do it all day long. I don't want to sit there and do it for the Kickstarter.
Whoa, Travis, he left his own stream. That's so punk rock.
Right, that is punk rock. Yeah, don't X out of the StreamYard. Luckily, StreamYard is smart enough to go, we're going to put a safety mechanism in that to make sure we don't crash your video, which is very nice of StreamYard. I really appreciate that. But yes.
I was going to say, I do the same thing, though. My videos are literally just me being like, yo, my name's Caleb. I wrote this thing. Check it out. And then, because I love the really cool videos, and Mike Teener does the animated videos too, and they're awesome, but I'm not gonna bother with it personally.
Yeah, we did a big animation one for the board game we did, and I was just like, man, that was just way too much effort for the returns. I was like, we could have just done it so much easier. Going, hey, here's the board game, overhead shot, play the game real quick, be done. But next time.
Yeah,
all right, let's see this video. I'm dying here.
All right, let's see it. How about I watch it and you get a reaction, right?
We'll reaction video.
I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Is that what reaction video?
All the music in this video is all from the album we have in here too. This is all stuff that was played right out of my home studio on the Heirs of Isildur versus Tales from Nocturnia album as well.
Yeah, well, so one of the things, before we start this video, tell them about the record in steampunk metal thing that you do that makes you cool.
Okay, so the catchphrase for Heirs of Isildur is where steampunk comics and metal collide. I come from a metal music background. I've been in metal bands for basically my whole life. And I took a long period of time off from writing anything because I was just tired of the industry. And when I got back in, I wanted to play metal, but I wanted a backstory alongside of it. And I found myself going back to some of my old lyrics that were just sitting in a pile and repurposing them and turning them into something new. And I was like, well, that's exactly what steampunk in essence is. And so that allegory of my life turned into what the literal story was about. And so that's why the story of Heirs of Isildur exists in a steampunk world. And for people like Travis, who has seen Heirs of Isildur before, what this version of Heirs of Isildur is and the Perilous Prospects, you don't have to be someone who's seen it previously to enjoy what's going to happen in the new story. It's designed to be, even though the same characters, it's a different angle. It's a different, you'll see very clearly as to why it's a different story, and it's fully comic based. Like you guys were saying, your first comic, had a little bit to be desired. I was coming from a lyric writing background, a prose writing background, and then trying to convert that over into comics. And it took me partnering up with Steph Cannon with Symmetry Creations when we formed that company for her to be like, hey, if you want a comic, let's actually make it look like a comic. And she forced that to be a better development. And it was the best decision I ever made was for the two of us to partner up and take things to the next level. She and I are partnering up in the co-writing of this story. I think it's going to be the best one we've ever put out. And I think you guys are all going to enjoy it.
All right, let's watch this video, this much sought after video. Take notes, Stefan. You do film, so you got to take notes.
Everyone, this is Matt Knowles and Steph Cannon from Symmetry Creations. There's not much time. We've got some important information for you.
We've got to tell you about a brand new Kickstarter campaign for Heirs of Isildur with Perilous Prospects.
This 48-page perfect bound book is the first part of an apocalyptic sci-fi story arc set in a steampunk world.
The apocalypse is rumbling through Shadow's Haven. The only way to stop it might be through those who mistakenly caused it.
We are super excited to be able to unveil to you our brand new art team, Alessandro Ventura and Bruno Hang, who have helped to bring the universe of Heirs of Isildur up to the next level.
We've got super cool variant covers, and glow-in-the-dark stickers.
And don't forget the cool shirts.
And as always,
A few fun surprises!
the campaign portal will only be open for a very short time.
So go to the quick link that's down below and back, follow, and share.
We here at Symmetry Creations,
The apparel citizens of Shadow's Haven
and the Earth Guildmore
will greatly appreciate it.
That was dope as hell.
Very
Thank
cool.
you guys. Don't know if you guys heard the echo on that side, but I did. I promise you the echo is not on the actual video. A big shout out to Palmer Productions who helped us with that. Really had a good time with him. He did a great job on that video. Took that out of my hands. Did not have the time to do that myself this time at all. So really happy about that.
Nice. No, I really enjoy it. I really need to make videos. I don't know why I don't. I just don't.
I don't know if you guys saw in that video, we did have Chris Rao from Magnus come in and do a Metalocalypse homage cover. So we took some of our characters and did a mashup of some of the Metalocalypse images that are out there, redid the logo in Metalocalypse style. And that was a super fun variant for the artists out there in the room. We've already done a white Heirs of Isildur sketch cover and a black Heirs of Isildur sketch cover. I mean, a white Tales from Acturnia. We're doing a reverse matte black sketch cover this time so that way all the art has to be done in paint pens and reverse, negative, so that way just do something different. So we're doing the reverse sketch cover this time.
Nice. Okay. All right. Ed Name's back. All right. So we are getting up almost to the hour mark. If anybody has to go, let's let them go real quick. If anybody has to go, let's do that. I'm good for another 45 minutes or so. But does anybody got to go? I
actually do have to go because of the fact that I'm not in my house and there's people downstairs for, like I said, if you guys don't know, my brother died yesterday.
Sure.
And I'm in his house in Charlotte, North Carolina right now with all his kids and my sister-in-law. So I'm not even in my room, and they let me borrow a bedroom to do the stream tonight because I want to still do it. So I got to get back downstairs to those guys and give up the room so people can go to bed.
Yeah, we're going to share that again. Share the link. Honest question: when a video is good, it's cool to see, but does it really sell a book over the rest of the campaign? I think everything. I mean, I'll let Matt answer it, but for me, I think it all adds to the element. All of it adds. It doesn't.
I think you have to look at it like this. Do yourself everything you can to try and increase your sales. Don't say, like a good phrase my brother used to have, my late brother now, Mark. He said, don't want to be in the sales prevention department. You don't know what's going to catch somebody's eye. It could be great lettering, it could be a great cover, it could be a great story, it could be a great video, it could be a great presentation. Why not do all of them? Because you want to make sure you're catching as many flies as you can in a sense. So try and come up with a good video and go from there,
And you're ending the stream at 4:18 at 97. So you almost are at that 100 backer mark.
That's right. You guys know we do end of campaign incentive drawings, and it's like afterwards, if you we'll probably do one for people that back during shows and things like that. But every backer that's in by 100 will have their name put in a top hat at the end of the campaign, and we'll draw a name out and do the extra incentive in your package too. So it behooves you to get in early, and we will have new custom leather work that debuts next week that is themed to the campaign. So, hey, thanks for letting me be on here tonight, guys. Sorry I'm not as energetic as I normally am, which you probably are like, holy crap, you're not energetic tonight. But I really appreciate you guys putting up with me tonight because it's been a tough couple of days. So you guys kick ass, take names, and thanks for letting me be on here.
Hey, man.
Nice. Who else?
Take care.
See you guys.
Sorry, people are messaging me. Who else needed to go? Did somebody else?
Yeah, I gotta leave.
Okay.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, Stefan. Things are still moving, but thanks for hanging out, Stefan. You're welcome anytime to promote anything. Yeah. Make sure you guys check out Things Are Getting Sketchy, John of the YouTube. I think it's a shame that the art book is. I know that it's not a big money maker, but I think people appreciate art books will appreciate this, especially if you're a Muppets fan or you like cartoony stuff. They do some really cool stuff. And didn't Jason Flowers do something with you guys too?
Yeah, he's actually becoming more of a regular now. So he was on the last 2 weeks, or 2 of the last 3 weeks. So he was there last week when we did the Muppet mashup for Muppet Wrestling. And then he was there for the TMNT thing that we did. So
yeah, and he's great. He does TMNT, great TMNT, and his Bulldog Frog book is so fun.
Yes, that is a good book. So all right, guys, thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys.
So Alan, you got 15 minutes. Caleb, do you gotta go?
I'm good, man. I'll hang out.
All right, Matt, you good?
I'm good.
All right, Alan, let's get you kicked out now, so you don't have to like leave in 15 minutes. I love you, but I'm not trying to kick you out. But
no, I get.
I'll have to stop the show in 15 minutes. Where
So it's I work for home health during the day, so my days always start off very early.
And it's late for you guys too. I'm like,
hold on, we gotta share. Hold on. I just saw it change on his screen. We've got to share his screen quick. Pocus Hocus is at a fantastic number for this screen.
Did we hit 69?
66666.
Oh, whoa! That's actually really fun.
Well, 190 backers. I just saw it go there. So what a way to kick
very
off.
Appropriate.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fun.
We got you from where did we start you at? You were at wow, that's a big jump. That's a $50 jump there. We got 190. That was one big backer, is what that was.
All right, awesome.
Someone has listened to my advice that this is a good book to pick up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I get a commission, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like 10% off the top.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Jeff says screenshot that.
That's so funny. I can't believe that.
So
yeah.
But I love Alan. Alan, I consider you one of my crew. I said I'm mocking as much stuff. You are always welcome to my stuff. You don't have to ask.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, man. So, I obviously didn't want to crowd anything. I wasn't sure how.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. Last week I did the special with like the people who are in like Scout and stuff. That would have been different. But if you see me doing a normal, you're more than welcome. So always message me. But I don't check Twitter very often. So message me.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Are you not on Facebook, Alan?
No, I have Messenger, so I just use it that way.
Yeah, we've talked about Messenger before, I think.
Yeah. But no, I just appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support. And Caleb, it's actually good to finally talk to you because we talked through Kickstarter and everything like that. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
But no, for real, guys, I appreciate everything. Travis, congratulations on the campaign first and foremost.
Thank you.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll be there one day with you up there. But yeah, man, just thank you guys. And I hope we got a week left in Pocus, I think exactly 7 days.
It says 7 days to go. Yeah.
Yep. And hopefully we close strong, and just I hope everyone loves the book when it comes out. So
nice. Oh, and I just saw as I was clicking through my windows, Vampire Detective just got another backer. We're at 281 over there.
Yep.
Which is cool. That's actually 2 backers since last we've checked. What is going on over here in the vampire world?
Well, they know how good it is and how strong of a writer Caleb is. So
that is not question. Like, you stick around for one more thing now. I hate stupid, silly things, which is weird because I really harass Caleb to make giraffe stuff. But like, I was like, hey, I'm going to back the unicorn thing, but I just can't back physical because the unicorn thing. And then like, it was blowing up. I was like, I don't understand. Like this, because it doesn't register in my mind. Like My Little Ponies, none of the things register. But I have loved watching the journey, and especially the thing he did with Toto over in Cthulhu and all that stuff. So,
thank you. I like to. Yeah, I'm working on it, but before Alan goes, make sure anyone who's watching this for real. Check out Pocus Hocus. It sounds stupid as hell, but if you read it, it's really good. And Alan's kind of dancing in the shadow of Mike Teener, but it's gonna flip around real soon because Mike Teener's barely got anything going for him except for Black Jackets. That one's good. Everything else is crap.
Really, I actually prefer Midnight Highway over Black Jackets.
Oh yeah, no, I read that. That was pretty good.
Crap.
He's got a few things that are okay.
Yes. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, those are backers.
Jeff Weber's a great creator too. He just
Yeah.
takes too long to put out books. Come on, put out more books, Jeff.
Well, because of Jeff backing it, he got us to that magical number before the end of the night. So thanks, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I will
Okay.
talk to you later.
right.
Apparently, somebody is coming in to talk shit. So let's see what's going on.
Oh God, is it Mike?
No, Gerald. Like,
Oh
Yeah,
God.
I'm here to talk shit about Alan.
Oh, nice.
oh,
Well, I can't leave now. Oh, my
please,
God.
please
No.
do. Please talk all your shit about Alan.
No,
All right,
well,
hurt.
Alan and I traded some shout outs on our campaigns, and apparently he got some backers for mine, and I haven't seen anything from his. So
Well, I private messaged all my backers and said, "Listen, I'm just doing this out of kindness. You guys don't have to do this."
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, Gerald, thank you so much for sharing that. But yeah, we did. So that was one of those instances where the cross promotion definitely paid off.
It
So
actually worked. Yeah.
yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And
Oh.
happy you stopped on. Your book looks awesome. I cannot wait to see it. So yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Good to see you.
guys, be good. See y'all.
Travis, I've also got a great little unicorn thing. I just gave Ignacio, our mutual friend, the note. Please make the dragon more like a lady dragon. It's supposed to be a honey trap. Also, I like the first and fourth unicorns because they're chunkier.
what are you doing, Gerald? Forgot the editing.
Oh, no. He's here. He's watching.
Matt, you're doing a fantasy book. Is there any thirst traps in Mossvale?
No, I don't. No, not at all.
None of those spiders have a gadunk or anything on that page.
No, they're all very thin and spidery. I don't know what the best word for that is.
Spidery.
Don't most spiders have a badonkadonk?
I think they do. I mean, they have a big badonkadonk. Like they're the kings of the badonkadonk. I love how we kept Canadians down at the bottom and like the Americans are at top. Like I feel that's.
What's
I mean,
up?
I know in real life it goes the other opposite way, but I feel like it's good. I feel.
You know what? I can't speak for Etienne, but I forgive you. And I think I'm sorry because that's just what we're supposed to say.
I just don't want to start a fight, so it's okay.
To be fair, we just invest a lot in the military. Like when we get bored, apparently we just leave. We just leave everything there, and it's fine. So don't worry about it. Like, like you can get free military equipment. Just let us come. Like, and when we get bored, we'll leave.
I think we have some bases up north because you want to protect the frozen wastes from Russia, right? That's so.
Yeah, we have oil in Alaska, so we care a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not trying to protect Sailor Palin. We're not so much. Do you need another Canadian to even out? You're more than welcome, Jerome. So Matt, you haven't talked much tonight.
Yeah, what's up?
You're looking good. You're looking good. Gerald, we're gonna let you. I'm gonna let you send me your link in the private. We'll get to your campaign in a minute, but tell us about this Metal Eagles deal and how you are better than Caleb and I because you're published first. What is that? How does that make you feel? And you already were published in like the Ghost thing. What was that? The Hitman, the Paranormal Hitman.
Yeah, I did two short backups in 2 of the 4 issues of Paranormal Hitman. But then I don't remember when the idea, but I just got the idea for the CIA using a heavy metal band as a front to go through like Eastern Europe and just sort of do their spying in between gigs and stuff like that. And I had made a couple of contacts at Source Point. And when I had sent it over, it was kind of like a warm submission. You know, some other people were like, "Hey, keep an eye out. This is about to come over." So I think that helped out. You know, when it went over, there was people aware that it was coming. No, it's just I feel like the podcast has helped a lot. You know, I've built a lot of contacts that way. I've had a lot of Source Point artists on here and helped out, you know, try to help promote the book. So my name, not that my name is big, but it's, you know, they saw the name, they could associate it with some of the work that I had done before. So I think the level getting an artist with a really unique style has helped a lot. So I'm just thrilled every time a page comes in. I got a page today. I'm almost done with issue 2 of 4, and I think you've read some of the script for 3.
Yeah. I gave you some feedback on 3. Hopefully, it was helpful.
Yeah, it was. Thank you. Yeah.
And I make a joke like I don't know about I know Caleb's the same way. We're super like when one of our people, our crew, been doing this for a long time. So Caleb, me and you have been in the trenches for a long time. Seeing one of our guys go to that next level is just super exciting all the time.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I don't think that you guys are going to be too far behind.
We
probably hearing something very soon.
Travis and I were just talking about this earlier. Both he and I have things that we've signed that are just taking a little while to get out there. It's so it's that whole publishing world is something that I'm just about to dip my toes into, but or in terms of like being published, but it just seems to take a long time, so that's how it goes.
Yeah, and then it's also really difficult that when you do all of that work and like you wanna talk about it, but it's so far down the line that you don't want to talk about it because it's still too early, and also you don't want to jinx anything. So it always feels better when names are signed and papers are traded back and forth.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I signed, God, over a year ago now, and it's still not going to be. It's not going to be in stores for another year. I mean, this takes. It seems to like that part felt so good, and I felt like I had gotten somewhere, and then I'm like, all right, now I got to wait. Now I got to wait a long time.
Yeah, I think I can get away with saying this. We'll see. But I actually told Caleb that he got the sign before he knew.
Yeah, that's true. Travis spoiled it for me because he's like buddies with all the guys over there at Scout Comics. So
whoa, hey!
They told me I could tell people. I've said it in my newsletter. I'm
Okay.
Unicorn Vampire Hunter is being published by Scout, but someday, eventually, 100 years from now, it'll be out there in stores. So
when at the same time
next year.
Vampire Detective is actually reading it right now in issue 1 of Vampire Detective. He's reading because it just came out.
Yeah, 1,000 years from now. I wanted to say, not to cut anybody off, but Breakneck is at 169 right now. I was looking at Gerald's Kickstarter. It's at 169, which is like that's the sexy number. So
let's bring that up real quick.
Awesome. Hey, Travis, we haven't even talked about it, and you've already brought a new backer in tonight.
Right. We'll talk about it right here. It's 21 AD, right? So this book is by our friend Sean Perry, right? This is what we're talking about, right?
For sure. Let's talk about it.
He's in the last day. He's only got 15 hours left. He's got 111 backers, 3,173. He needs 300 more bucks, right? 325, something like that.
Yes. He does.
327.
Sean is not on the stream, but you should definitely support his book because he's a super nice guy. Sean is up in my DMs all the time, talking shop with me. I no matter what I do, I try to like put up scarecrows and like put up signs and say "screw you, Sean," and he won't go away. I'm just kidding. He's a really nice guy, and this book looks cool.
Yeah, we're very close to getting it funded. He's not on the show because he's got a brand new baby, so it's really hard for him.
He did it again.
He just kicked himself off again.
It's because he doesn't want to show off Breakneck.
That's it.
Well,
it's awesome, man. This looks cool as hell.
Thank you. And while he's not here, so that he doesn't get a big ego, I'll talk up Travis. Because the first time Ignacio and I, the two editors on Breakneck, were on he's back. I can't say anymore.
Yeah, stop. I told you we're talking about Sean right now. We're not talking about you. Just because I leave
he was trying to
all about you. Damn it. All right. Talk about your thing. Sean, you got your pitch. I don't know what happened there. Like my Chrome just was like, we're done. Like I got nothing.
I had that problem earlier, actually. Chrome just kept shutting off on me.
Yeah, Chrome was like, nah, we're bored. This is we don't like this anymore. It's like StreamYard's not so fun. You've been at your chair since 9. We're bored. I mean, you've only drank 2 Guinnesses. You're not even like funny yet. Like
You're not even funny yet.
right. With a few more, there's a level of beers that anyone can drink that will make them funny. And if they drink too much, they get either horny or angry, depending on the person, or sleepy, depending on another person.
That's fair. That's fair.
What's your number of beers to reach any of those?
I made the solid choice of not starting drinking, and therefore I've saved lots of money through college and afterwards, and I don't have any great drinking stories, but I have stories about my friends.
and you're always that guy who's a designated driver, and they're always going to be like,
absolutely.
Yay!
Absolutely. Lots of drunk people said, I love all the music in your car. It's always so good.
So hey. 169 here, huh?
Yeah, 169. We just hit that magical number. Hello, Internet. I'm Gerald Von Carr, the editor for Breakneck Fantasy Anthology, bringing 5 black and white sword and sorcery shorts to you in this issue. We have creators from across North and South America and Europe. I got to speak to some of them just yesterday on Whack Comics podcast, so that was super exciting to finally have talked to some of these guys and gals. We are working towards our 175 backers stretch goal right now, and I guess we're working towards our $10,000 stretch goal that you peer pressured me into last time, Travis.
Right.
We still got a ways to go, but we will get there. Maybe. We've got some sweet bundles that you're seeing on the screen, but the main thing in the book is our sword and sorcery comics. We have 5 awesome shorts stretching. I like to say it brings magic, muscle, monsters, murder, and mayhem in our 5 short stories.
Oh, well, this one's color, right? This cover's color.
Yes, that is our Kickstarter exclusive virgin cover from Sinnerman. He is just crazy. A bunch of the people in here are about to just launch into the stratosphere when it comes to comics. So I'm super excited with who we pulled in on this first issue.
I was looking through the artists and I'm like, who of these can I hire before they get too famous?
None, because I want to hire them for more stuff. I will keep them as busy as I can. No, everyone has projects going on. Ignacio, who worked on Crypt Sisters with me, is working with Travis right now on a thing, while also working on a book with Darren Close, the Killaroo book. They're ramping up for their second one and getting ready for their Kickstarter, so that's super exciting. Sinnerman and Craig Dawson, the writer he was on with Meat, they have like an illustrated novel coming out soon, which looks super interesting and supernatural, modern. Sinnerman is very lyrical in the way he describes things sometimes, and so he's talking about everything in very literary terms, and I'm like, that just sounds dope. It sounds awesome. Yeah, everyone's got stuff going on. Like I said, I feel really thankful to have gotten everyone in when I did, because I think a bunch of them we're going to see a lot more of soon.
So
I think you should refresh that Kickstarter page.
I will, but hold on. I'm really sad. Oh, it's 170 now. Looking good.
Nice.
Getting backers. So, since I love to throw challenges, when is Etienne going to do a cover for you?
I have never met Etienne before to have asked him for this. I will be lining people up for issue 2. We've already got stories lined up. We're hoping to do an issue 2 sometime in the summer.
And my answer is yes, I will.
That is awesome, Etienne. I will get in contact with you.
Yeah, let's show you. So let's look at his Dead Kingdom art, so you can see his fantasy art.
Mm-hmm. I was watching earlier when you were showing it off, and it looks awesome. It looks right down my alley. I'm bought in already.
And he also did the cover for Cthulhu Invades Oz. He did the one of the covers for Cthulhu Invades Oz.
Sweet.
Which I can show you guys, which is cool.
And Travis has very good. He's got very good taste when hiring artists, especially when he hired me, because I'm definitely a professional artist. And I'm just kidding. I colored one of the stories, and it was the worst one. So,
best written.
Yeah.
See,
that is
glow in the dark feature.
That is very cool.
He can glow in the dark.
That's awesome.
And if you guys don't know, but that's how it looks normally. We just announced Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, and let me show you his cover for that.
Which you can get a digital preview of. Thanks, Travis. When you back Breakneck.
Look at that.
Look at that. It's a cool cover. Jerome is gonna somehow figure out how to put the logo up there. We'll see how. That's Jerome's problem. That's not anybody else's problem. But yeah, he does cool things. I love having him part of my team. So he's done so many things. Tyler, do you need a link? Yes, I'm still live. Do you need a link? Tyler's got a new book out too. We can talk about.
Sweet.
But yeah, so at the end, he's Canadian. Joel, you're Canadian.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
We're family.
I believe
pretty much.
Canadians know each other, right?
It's about time that you guys do something.
You know Dave from Vancouver too, right?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Dave.
Dave from Vancouver.
Yes.
Yeah, we all know each other. It's just a little community up here.
Yeah, he plays hockey, of course.
I mean, only in the winters.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Honestly, last night I was looking through all of the cons that are coming up this year, or supposed to be coming up. We'll see what happens. And looking at the prices of tables, and I was thinking, I need Canadian comics friends. I need to sell like $120 to afford this table by myself.
Yeah.
Well, I am trying to get at the end, since you're here and Jerome is watching.
Yeah.
Can you convince him to go to the con? I think you guys could table together.
Already did.
Like, you guys are paid? You guys are good?
Well, we'll try to work something out, but it is my intent to go to this here with Jerome. Yeah.
Yeah, Jerome can have an orange cone banner. I've given him so many comps. Like, let's do it. Get your world there. Sit him next to you guys. You guys can be a three for right there. That's
which con is this? Montreal
Comic-Con.
Montreal? Okay. I'll have to look it up and find out.
I'd go to Canada. I'd go to, Canada, but, just too much. Taylor.
I'm here to bring some youth into this panel.
Wow.
Just joking.
Look at Caleb. He is young and sexy as hell.
He is. He probably is younger than Caleb. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Nah, I got you beat.
I'm
young, man. I'm drinking the fountain of youth. Oh, look, I'm 23 now. I just changed.
You are from Utah, Salt Lake City area, so you probably believe that. That's really sad, Tyler. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
that was good. I'm almost 30. That was funny.
Tyler, you launched a book today too.
I did, and what's funny, Travis, is I've got this Patreon, and I have all these books printed. They're on my table. I'm sending them out to the Patreon exclusive people, and I'm like, where's Travis's? And you didn't qualify.
I know.
Because you're the digital tier.
That's all right. I backed it on the Kickstarter.
I appreciate that. But I thought it was funny. I was literally looking for yours, and I was like, where's Travis's? And I had to pull up my spreadsheet, and I was like, Travis. No.
So Tyler doesn't do real comics. He does a thing called manga. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. Does anybody like manga here?
I take care of high school students that talk about this manga thing.
Manga. Matt, do you like manga?
I think the only thing I've ever read is Akira, if that qualifies.
Sure.
So,
Surely.
Caleb?
I am in the same boat as Gerald. I talk to high school students all the time that tell me all about the various mangas and the ones that I should read. But no, I mean, I have read very few.
My daughter, Etienne, have you read manga? Where are you at with the manga?
I just reread the 6th volume of Akira. That's pretty much it. Also,
so we've all read Akira. From
because everyone's read Akira because it's like such a good black and white. It's every comic book person's read Akira.
So my daughter recently sent me a text. In fact, I can read it right here. She was like, "Dad, my birthday's coming up. I just want one wish. You don't have to buy me anything." Which is bullshit because I'm taking to Universal Studios, but that's fine. She goes, I just want you to watch Banana Fish, the manga, the anime. Are you familiar with Banana Fish, Tyler?
No.
I then sent her a clip of Bananas in Pajamas, and apparently it's a different show.
That's funny. I remember Bananas in Pajamas.
All right, so tell me about this manga because I'm gonna read this one.
I appreciate that. Well, to those of you who are watching, the book is 100% complete. I love doing this. Here's some ASMR. Ooh. There we go. Yeah.
You want to be full screen?
Can we get a link to this?
Yeah. Well, let's get this baby out.
I think you're supposed to move it around the mic so we get that surround sound too.
Can we get a super chat and I'll lick my mic?
I'm not fancy like you, Tyler. I don't.
Oh, I make money when I live stream, Travis. No.
I make friends.
Can you not? I don't want to be solo. We're good. Travis, it sucks because you were streaming while I was streaming, but I literally did a bunch of thank yous and I spent like 2 minutes talking about you.
Oh, I'll watch it after this.
Yeah, it was at the beginning. I was like, these are the people I want to thank, and I made sure to spend like 2 minutes talking about you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah. No. So the girl, my book's called The Girl with the Mega Fists, and it's the epic story of Eliana, the girl with the Mega Fist, and she's been chosen by the gods to wield these gauntlets and protect Earth. But she has to choose between these two twin brothers who have different godlike abilities, and she has to choose between which brother she's going to take to Earth, and then they're going to be like, the protectors of Earth and whatnot. And so the first 4 volumes are exploring her relationship with these two brothers, and the conflict is she going to bring the brother? Is she gonna choose the brother that's most suited for the role, the one who's the most powerful, or is she going to choose the one that she falls in love with? So
like
we have
incest?
this, huh?
Like incest?
No. The brother, they're brothers, but she has to pick between the two brothers.
Oh.
Yeah. But if you want, we'll do a Patreon exclusive story just with that incest. We'll do that.
No, I thought they were her brothers. Did anyone else get confused at that, or am I the only one?
You're the only one, man. I got it immediately.
Yeah, you're gross, Travis. Like, yeah, no.
I just made it an OnlyFans.
Yeah. Listen, I know what people want, and they want me to lick that microphone. But yeah, no. I've spent the last 8 months drawing this book and creating this story, and all my Patreon people got to read it. We just send out the order for the Patreon exclusive covers, and now we're gonna put it out. We've put it out on Kickstarter. We'll go on to Indiegogo next. I got like 50 signups on Indiegogo already. And something I really wanted to do with this book as well is make it as affordable as possible. And so it's a 200-page book and it's $15. So I really tried to make it as affordable as possible for people to take a risk. And more people have gone the $25 variant, so I don't think they like my art. So they're going to be sorely disappointed when they open the interiors.
Yeah, but that variant's hot.
It is hot, and I did a ton of marketing with those variants. And then I drew my cover last, and then they're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "That's my cover." So yeah, no, I'm really proud of this. I'm really excited for people to read this. I've heard great things from those who have read it. One of my patrons sent me a 2-page email saying, "I have all these questions. Here they are." And I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like you really dug deep into the lore of this book. I can't answer any of these questions."
Well, that's what the next volume's for, right?
Yeah, exactly. What's funny, some of those questions, he's like, just tell me what volumes they'll be in. I'm like, volume 4. This one's volume 6. This one's volume 2. And he's just like, oh, like, how fast are you putting these things out? I'm like, twice a year. 200 pages each volume, twice a year.
So, Caleb, I have a question for you. I know I got your message at me, but so what are we going to do here? So we're 69 here, but if we get one more back, we're 69. Like, is this like
I'll take my flannel off. What do you want me to do?
Is this your biggest conflict, Caleb? Try like figuring out
Right.
which is the
Yeah, we gotta have that
69?
69. I mean, yeah, that's that's tough. 69. I mean, look, if he's like, oh boy.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one.
It's a good number. People like 69, but once you've actually done it, you go, it's kind of overrated, this 69 thing. We're talking about numbers. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But we're talking about the number
I mean,
69.
particularly, I would say, drawing that number with is very satisfying to me. So
yes, I agree.
Every time it happens, I really enjoy it.
So, well, I guess we can't discuss it anymore because it has gone up to 69 backers, and now
You're
it's
welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate that. I had to be that guy.
But if you want, Caleb, I can drop my pledge so we can get the.
Yeah. Let's take money away from Tyler now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, do it. Like,
how much money have you lost? The new content of Creator Chat.
I will say I've had 3 people back at like 500, and I was just like, this is it. And then they all refunded like 10 seconds later, and I was like, why would you do that? Like, why are you hurting my feelings?
You know who are trolling?
No, they're not people I know.
Okay.
So it hurt my feelings.
Etienne, you've got to take off.
Yeah, I have to take off. I have to wake up early tomorrow. So I just want to say it was a pleasure to meet you guys. All your work is super impressive. I'm sure I'm going to go back, a lot of you for your work, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for people for liking the Facebook page.
Well, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Just stay here for just 1 second. Yeah. You are at 96. I know that we can get 4 more people to like this page. Can I get 4 more people? If you guys have it in the group, go to this page, Dead Kingdoms on Facebook, and like it, please. We want to get it to 100 people right now. He's got a book coming out with Red 5. He's a great guy. Let's get it to that. Let's see if we can do it. I think we can do it. All right, we're at 96. He keeps saying at 96. Was that 96 a minute ago?
It says 97 on mine screen. I liked it as soon as we talked about it. But
right, sure.
I just liked it.
All right, so that's 98.
Once you leave, though, I'm going to unlike
Tyler,
it.
You're a great guy.
I think. Well, you didn't hear that last part.
All right, we got 98. Can we get 2 more? Gerald, have you got it yet?
I don't use Facebook.
I
don't have Facebook. And honestly, I feel bad about that sometimes because apparently it's the big comics place to be.
Nah, man. Wait, well, where are you, Gerald?
I am on Twitter.
That's where it's at, man. That's
where I don't touch Twitter. I got the Twitter. I don't understand it. I go there and I'm confused. I feel like an old man.
A lot of old people on Twitter.
All right, hold on. So we got 90, 98, and Specs just said he's going to go, so I think that'll be 99. Matt, you probably did it earlier, right?
I did.
Wendy, have you done it yet? Oh, Wendy already did. All right. Well, I tried. I tried.
I appreciate it.
We're gonna get you there. We'll get you there before the end of the stream. I'll make sure that you get 100.
Yeah. So just want to say a lot of more previews are coming up pretty soon. A lot of more backstory I'm going to put on the page, So a lot of more information is coming up as soon as we get getting closer to the release date. So I'll keep you posted. And Travis, if you ever need a cover for Granite State Punk, it would be my pleasure.
Tony, where you been? You're supposed to be on this chat. I may need that. We'll have to see it at the end. So, all right. Good night.
Good night, guys.
All right. So, Tyler.
Hi.
I'm looking at your campaigns.
Thanks, man.
142 is your highest backer total ever, right?
On Kickstarter, yeah.
You had more on Indiegogo?
No. But we like to combine the numbers for self-esteem reasons.
That's because Indiegogo likes to pretend they're superior, so they like to go, oh, this is my first 30 or my second 30 or my whatever shenanigans to try to make their numbers look. I get it. I know.
What? I did not get that joke. It went way over my head.
You got it. The first 30, second 30, like all this crazy shenanigans that they do.
Oh, yeah, where they go, we're closing the campaign, and then they do the closeout stream, but we're actually extending it for another 30 days, and
right.
And then we go, and then it's like, oh, we're closing it out. Psych, we're actually in demand for the next 4 years. Yeah, I got you.
By the way, do you happen to know when you can add in demand, like how long you can add?
You have to fund.
No.
You can go into in demand forever.
Yeah.
As long as you fund, you can go into in demand forever.
I was thinking about going because you can go in demand with Kickstarters. You can transfer them over. I was thinking about doing it for Holiday Spirits during the Christmas time next year.
Yeah. If you know how to do that, might as well. Might as well.
But here's what I'm going to do for you.
I appreciate it.
You get 150 backers.
You're going to gift me 150 backers?
No, if you can get to 150 backers,
okay.
I will give you all your backers the digital trade for Cthulhu Invades Oz. So
that's too good for them. That's too good for them. They don't deserve that much.
They're your backers. What are you talking about?
I don't want my people to read anything else that anyone else has done. Because then
just your 4 pages is what we'll give them.
But then, it has to be my 4 pages, and then I don't want anyone to know about any other comic books, because then if they go, oh, this Travis guy, that was pretty good, they'll be like, oh, God forbid we have a campaign collide, and they go, oh, I guess I have to pick Travis, and now we're at war.
And I've seen how you handle wars, so yeah, you're right. You're right.
Half bully, half jokester.
Yeah, you're right.
Half bully. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited. I told myself I'm not going to really look at this campaign. I did what I set out to do, was make a Patreon exclusive book, and that's what I did. Throw it up on Kickstarter, throw it up on Indiegogo, then throw it up on Amazon, and then we'll just let it grow organically. So I hit the launch button and was like, Jesus, take the wheel. And yeah, that's what we're doing.
Nice.
Yeah, although I do cry, I keep refreshing it every 2 seconds.
Of course you do.
No.
Right, I mean that's the way.
Yeah, it's not the way. That's how you commit suicide. That's how you commit suicide.
So, Mossvale is you guys still need about 1,000 to fund.
Correct.
But you're definitely on the way. What has been the biggest challenge for Mossvale so far?
I wanted to try to include some of the Dino Thrashers stuff as sort of like an ageless catalog.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a little bit in flux right now, so I didn't want to I didn't end up adding that as a category. So that was it's there's a digital tier where you can get basically everything that Noah and myself have worked on, but I wasn't able to do the whole the whole Ageless catalog, which
Right.
would probably have been helpful.
See, Wendy thinks the idea is good, so think about it. I'm going to give something to Gerald too if he gets to 200. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll figure it out.
No, I'll do it. I'll totally do it.
All right, do it, man.
But I'm gonna Photoshop every creator's name out of it, and I'll be like, yeah, I have tons. I have so many different art styles. It was just really, it was a really artistic experience for me to make this book.
Have you? Have I shown you Stan Yak's Yellow King based off of your design? Like he when he revamped for Wonderland.
Yeah, you did. It was better than mine. So yeah, you can show it again.
He's Stan Yak. Like
I know. So I know that's really disrespectful that you would take my design that I was like, wow, I killed it, and then you go, hey Stan, like Stan, of all people, like of all people, hey Stan, you should do this like better. And he was like, oh, and he just lifted his finger. It's kind of disrespectful to our friendship. I need to edit a video real quick that I just did where I thanked you for 2 minutes. I need to. I need to go back and
like
take
that quick cropping tool, right? Just
yeah. I need to go back in the back end, and it's just me a quick and thank you.
Caleb's best friend Sean. We're gonna put them next to each other so they can hang out. Oh, that's
yeah. You can't do
bad.
it. We're diametrically opposed foes.
I still haven't made it to the top tier here.
You're Canadian.
I know. I'm sorry.
I like you, but what's up, Sean? How you doing?
I'm good. I was better before Caleb talked all that trash about me. The truth is, I just complimented Caleb. I said, you do so great with this unicorn vampire hunter business. How could I replicate that success? And he told me, well, Sean, if you buy my book on Kickstarter of how to do a great Kickstarter, you can learn my secrets. So it was a little off-putting, but I put up with him since then.
See, you make a joke, but I know like 2 creators who that's their response would be.
Well, as everyone knows, I'm very well known for my courses and my YouTube series about how to get successful on Kickstarter. I'm just kidding. Sean and I have joked about that. I don't have any good advice for anybody. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, and I remember when I invited Caleb to Cthulhu Invades Oz, and he second guessed it. He's like, "Are you sure? Like me?" He's like, "You're inviting me."
Well, you did invite me before I put out Unicorn, so that was before
you were invited to the sequel. You were just busy.
I know. Yeah, you're right. You did invite me to the sequel. I'm in the Facebook group. I see all the.
You also didn't get invited to the sequel?
I got invited to the sequel, and I told Travis I was too busy.
So, what is Caleb and Tyler going to do in the next couple of weeks before the campaign get going? Mashup.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I don't understand what.
We need a new story. Quick, finish it.
Oh, you're saying we need a new story for Cthulhu. It's called
Wonderland, right?
It's the Grapes of Wrath, right? That's the next one.
Yes. We're actually doing all the classic literature. As much as
Tale of Two Cities.
Right.
I'm really excited for the
Great Expectations.
Les Mis is going to be great. I'm excited.
Oh, yes, Jean Valjean versus Cthulhu. That's where I'm at.
So, Sean, you're going to make it. I know you're stressed, but you're going to make it. Tell us why we should make it tonight instead of tomorrow.
I think it's if you're a fan of the genre, right? We've all seen these similar kind of stories. I think what 2100 AD does is it's a differentiator. It's done in a really highly realistic, believable fashion, right? So you don't need an AI that's making bodies of itself and chasing you around. Not when every drone, not when every autonomous vehicle, satellite, airplane, helicopter, they're all weapons, right? So I think that this is just a different take on something else that we've seen. And, for people that can't get enough of dystopian future and kind of like that Walking Dead survival kind of an element, I think it incorporates a lot of those things. And then Also, it's got a really cool indie bundle that I think everybody's going to get that has 6 books by great creators, and an additional 300 plus pages of content for any backer, right? So most of these people are either my good friends or people whose work I respect a lot. So I'd be more than happy to be the introduction to any of these people for any of the backers.
Well, that was my question when I saw this book. I was like, where the hell are the Ultron robots? And then Sean was like, no, you don't get it. You're too dumb to get it. And so he was right.
Yeah, and then Caleb asked again, and I'm like, dude, you really are dumb. You just don't get it, do you?
Oh, Tyler's mad.
I heard a guitar, though. I like that.
If you can, what is the strangest electronic device used by the AI as a weapon? Unless you don't want to reveal it.
That was chaotic.
No, I think anything connected to the cloud, right? So wherever your imagination can take you, if that's a security camera, if that's, a little drone that somebody might fly, depending, right, for surveillance or for weapons. So I think it operates on a lot of those kinds of ways. But really, this AI is very different too because it's so intelligent. We've always seen like nuclear bombs and war. This does none of that. This thing attacks the water supply, right? Because if you take off somebody's ability to feed their habitat, it creates wildfires. It does things on Earth that we've not seen done by an AI, right? So again, it might be a story we know, but it's not told in a way that we're familiar with. So I think that's the real draw to it.
Okay, cool.
Tyler, what's going on?
Dude, I almost had a Charlie horse in my wiener area. So I got up and was like, I got to walk this off. But then everything like broke.
It's called your groin.
You can call yours what you want to call yours. Mine's my wiener area.
Well, we got your new
just
backer,
the general area.
Sean. So you got a new backer. You're at 112 now, which is great.
Thank you for that. Whoever
Why
that
are you
was.
trying people on my TV so late? Oh, we're just hanging out. We got Matthew Cunningham. Matt, who's up and coming on your show? Because you got so many talented people.
Oh wow! I have a podcast tomorrow night with a guy, Brian Juck. He reached out to me. That is the only one that's currently scheduled. Sorry that I don't have more information.
What book does Brian Shuck have?
It is called. Oh man, I am on the spot here. Let me give me a second.
I'll edit it in post. You're fine. You're fine.
So behind the scenes, what I do is if I'm going to podcast with somebody, like in the evening, I pull up all of their review material in the afternoon and I read it, so it's fresh in my mind. So I haven't looked at his preview material yet.
It's fair.
But hopefully I have some Cthulhu Invades Wonderland interviews coming up in March here.
Yeah, we'll set up some times. I'm just waiting for Granite State Funk to finish, and then I'll reach out for all that wonderful goodness.
Sure.
I'm waiting for my invitation to come on your show, Matt. I mean, I've been pretty butthurt over here. I haven't gotten that invitation. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I never asked you.
Well, because I have to spend all my time telling Travis that he was just on 2 shows ago, so I can't have him back on.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Right. Well, you've got time, Caleb. Can you do something in the next 14 days?
I will hit you up for my next time I run a campaign. We'll do it that way.
I can definitely get you in the next 2 weeks if you want to do it.
I mean, I'll do it if you want. If you want me to be on, I'll go on. I won't say no to that.
Consider it done.
Okay.
I wanted them next to each other in case they wanted a high five or something. I wanted to give
I tasted the top row. I tasted it.
Stay down there, Canada.
Matt doesn't know. Matt, you got to go this way. He's over this way or this way.
Oh,
this is cute. This is cute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm going the wrong way. Going toward it.
So, all right. So what else
Awesome.
we got? John was supposed to be on here for Doom drumsticks. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to talk to John, see why he abandoned us. Maybe he's just doing so well on his Kickstarter, he just doesn't need it.
You know, John and I were on Explain Yourself together last Friday night, and maybe it was me. I showed up, and he just didn't want to come back on screen with me again.
That's really offensive, but you know.
I will say that John and I are both like 11 O'Clock Comics fans, the podcast. So we did a promotion in that group that if anybody from the EOC Facebook page backs both of our campaigns, we'll do a sketch for them.
Nice.
Wait, you can draw, or you're gonna have Noah do it?
I can draw a little bit.
Okay. Can you draw giraffes?
If I have a lot of reference and I can do it digitally, yes.
Okay, all right. Would you be willing to do one where, like, you have pledge levels where you can add things to the giraffe?
Travis is trying to he won't get me to draw more giraffes, so he's trying to draft somebody else into drawing more giraffes. I drew a dumb giraffe that had a giraffe mask.
No, let's look at this campaign. It's fantastic. No,
and Travis just does not let me forget it. And this was like 3 years ago. I even did a follow-up to it that was about an axolotl, but Travis didn't like that one as much. He wanted the giraffe.
You're gonna be like, for real. I did not like it as much. It was not as fun. I was all in on the giraffe. All in on the giraffe. I gave you not a lot of money because you didn't request a lot of money, but I would have gave like any amounts of money for the giraffe. Like, I was super excited about giraffe. Let's look at this campaign. No one can back this because this is gone, but I feel that this is the best campaign Caleb's ever done. I mean, he probably raised the least, but it's super important to me. And this is what I think Caleb should be doing every weekend. Like, this should be 10-day campaigns after 10-day campaigns, is what I feel. So help me to draw. Look at this giraffe that was designed. All the scarves here were added. This band right here is Weezer. I added that. You're welcome.
It started out as just that giraffe right there, and then I just kept people gave me like $3 and said, give him a rainbow scarf or give him this tattoo or put Weezer in the background, and I had to draw all that stuff. And that's what that was. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's me, professional artist. Drew this giraffe with.
And you turned this into an NFT.
Yeah, that's right. I was really ahead of the curve. I was doing NFTs in 2019.
There we go.
That's where I got my fortune from. So
Caleb, you joke, but if this is an NFT, I would hard think about buying it. I'm a big fan. And so this is the giraffe, which is special to my heart. I'm going to now show you guys the non-giraffe, and you tell me what's better, okay? And look at how much money he made. I don't know why he didn't keep doing this when he was raising so much money.
Right, $223. That paid my rent. So
right, that paid his rent. Like, I mean, he's doing these like what was Unicorn Vampire, the last one? Let's see. Right, this was $15,000 with 548 backers. Why would you waste your time doing giraffes?
It's just effort reward ratios here. Come on.
It's true.
All right, so this is the sequel. Like, see, he has all these really good campaigns that he likes, and then he designed this shenanigans. Like, what is this? Like, nobody even knows what this is. So he started out
axolotl, man.
Yeah, man, that's like that crypto art, man.
Yeah. Obviously, my art really improved for this one. I was really working hard on it. So.
And this, I also gave him the favorite band of the Lumineers because I like to pick ones that are really hard to wrap into one single image for because it's really helpful.
Somebody had me draw the entire cast of Lord of the Rings as finger puppets on this thing's hand. So it's like, I mean, this is like pixel by pixel. I was working on these little finger puppets.
And he has a friend, and he's part of the Waffle Earth Society. It's good.
Yeah. So that's my nonsense.
But yes,
Yeah. That's
Danny asked, "What are we back in tonight?" So Danny has Tyler. Danny, he wants your book, so you got to figure that out. Do you have a retail tier yet?
Yeah, man. Chuck helped me build them out last night.
All right, so
we're back in the girl with the power fist. Wait, what is it called?
Mega Fist.
Mega Fist. That's the one. I backed it.
I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
We're back in Mega Fist. We're back in Mossvale and 21 AD. And
well, does Mossvale or Vampire Detective in Space have retail tiers? Because Danny only gets retail tiers.
Oh, I do not have a retail tier.
I have two.
Okay.
I have I think a 5 and a 10. Copy one.
But Caleb, you'd make one if he asked you, right? If he messaged you.
I suppose if somebody specifically messaged me and said, I will back your book at a retail tier if you do a retail tier, I would. Retail tiers scare me because I don't understand them and I'm scared of things I don't understand.
I'm with you. I was talking with Chuck Pina last night. I'm like, hey, I'm really bad at math, so, and he's like, just do this. And I went, but I just don't know why. And he goes, just do this. He did all the math for me, and I was like, but why? And this doesn't make any sense to me.
I guess the retail tier is like, well, what if somebody who's not a retailer backs it, and then they're like, you didn't send me 10 books, and I don't know.
So you're worried about somebody flipping your books?
No, I'm just like, I'm scared of conflict and confrontation, and if somebody's not a retailer, I don't want them to back it at a retail tier.
Would you refuse someone's money if they wanted to buy 10 books?
No, you're right. That's a good point. I guess it's fine. Maybe I'll do it.
I limited my retail tiers because I only want 3 stores to have it. After that, knock it off. These are exclusives.
Yeah, jack up that price then.
I got that.
This is the girl with the mega price. These are
girl
expensive.
with the mega price.
These are expensive. These are expensive books.
Actually, Trish, you had Chuck help you out. I just backed a Breakneck. Looking forward to it. Aggressively relax.
Thank you.
How can you aggressively relax?
Too much relaxing?
I'm gonna relax so hard.
It's all
Inappropriate
audio
amounts.
It's just audio, Travis. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not monetize. I don't want to demonetize you or anything.
I'm not making money anyway, so you're good.
Okay, perfect. So I can keep going, right?
Right, you're fine. Yeah. I'm not
Perfect.
In fact, everyone's like, "Hey, can I be on your YouTube show?" And then they have to explain to me that I have a YouTube show.
Because you just hit stream everywhere.
Yeah, I have a YouTube show, but I don't have a show. My goal is to never add. I don't care if anybody subscribes to me. It's nice that they do and they want to know what I'm doing, but if they don't, that's okay too. My goal is to get backers when I'm live. So every time you plan a vacation, it depends on the kind of vacation. If you go a theme park, I could see that, but I don't know.
Maybe it's the amount of effort put into relaxing.
Sean Terry in the next few minutes. I don't have a retail tier, but I'll share mine too. I think we shared everything.
Wait, you pressure everyone else into having a retail tier, and you don't have a retail tier?
This is the first book I have not had a retail tier. I actually am very good at retail tiers, but
you want to do more with it.
I can't talk about things. This one doesn't have one.
That's fair.
See, he actually got picked up by Vertigo. Yeah, they're really doing a big old highlight on it, and it's being developed into a movie right now. That's why you can't talk about it.
Vertigo is telling me that they're pretending they don't exist because they're waiting for my book to launch.
That's right.
No, I get it. Sometimes people just really want to latch everything onto you, right?
Right.
You have to hold the line. They're gonna be like, oh, this book doesn't do well. Vertigo's going back to crap.
So Danny is upset, by the way, Tyler, because he can only get 3 megafists. He wants more than 3 megafists.
I have a one that has 15.
All right, so you're.
But I know, but I think he wanted all my books. I think he wanted all my books, and all my books are a lot because I have lots of books.
Right.
Congratulations on your lots of books.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I worked fucking hard.
Yeah, no, I have a book. I'm jealous of your lots of books.
Yeah, no, I was with Chuck, and Chuck was like, "Are you sure you want to price it at that?" I went, "Why?" He goes, "Tyler, you need to think about these numbers." And I was like, "Oh, you're right."
I'm sad that you'd go to Chuck instead of me.
Well, I was talking with Chuck last night. He was on my stream last night. We were talking about stuff.
Okay. But we are going to wrap up because it is at 12:30. Let's kind of wrap this whole thing up. Let's say our goodbyes. Look at where we're at. We want everyone to have a good time. But
Are you wrapping up just because Caleb's leaving?
That's right. That's right. Without me, there's no show. So
I see how it is.
We can still bullshit for a little bit, but I know it's 12:30. I know people will stay on as long as I stay on, as kind of like a competition to try to beat me. But I don't want to do that to people because I actually have to be on to like go crazy. Tyler's show was wild last night. All right. Oh, was this your call out show where you used other people's stuff to call up all the gossip that's going on?
I didn't call out anyone. What happened with those creators happened. I was just putting my 2 cents in. They made goofs, and I was just like, don't do what they did.
Nice. Solid. By the way, everyone here who's funded a Kickstarter, I know Matt, myself, and Caleb, and Sean have all had those experiences where we've got our Kickstarter money and it looked like a lot, but we got McDonald's and like called it a day as celebration. And that McDonald's was actually just because it was on the way to the post office where we had to drop off the packages.
Very true. Makes sense.
So Caleb, do we have a commitment on the giraffe, or is Matt going to have to?
I will someday. You will bully me enough into drawing another giraffe.
Okay.
And whether or not that happens on Kickstarter, I will. I'll draw another giraffe. I like to draw. I do like to draw a lot. I just like. I don't. I am. Things get in the way. I don't know. I don't.
Don't let Travis gaslight you, man. People are getting canceled for what Travis is doing to you. Don't be a victim.
Caleb, first I want to talk about your growth. You were at 226 the first one, 346. That's a huge $100 growth. I'm willing to take it as a 2023 project for Orange Cone, and I can give you a cut. if you want me to run your Kickstarter, if that's the problem, if you just got too much going on.
Caleb, just agree to it and send him the same image flipped. So it's a different profile.
Actually, you should take that deal because Caleb knows that actually really messes me up. Like, because my schedule is okay. Like adding Caleb, doing Caleb, because Caleb would milk it. He's like, we've got to do 45 days. We've got drawings every day. Yeah, what if I miss a day?
I'm gonna do the same drawing of a giraffe every day, the same exact drawing, and people can pay me to look at it.
Hey, just the NFT that copy paste your giraffe.
There you go.
Well, yeah, but you need to draw it every day, and then we need to vote on which one's better to be the printed, and that's going to take a while.
Yes.
But Caleb, tell them about your Kickstarter one more time. Tell them to back it. Tell them to do all your thing.
All right, the Kickstarter that's running right now, not the one I did in 2019, is called Vampire Detective in Space, which is about a vampire who is 1,000 years old, solving a mystery, a murder mystery on a space station, and he's got a snarky robot friend. It's in the title, Vampire Detective and in Space, and it's got some cool art, and I think it's good, and it's there on Kickstarter. You should back it. You should also back 2100 AD. That's the title. You should back Breakneck. You should back Mega Fist, and you should back Mossvale and Granite State Punk. All of those are really cool books. Thanks so much for having me on.
One question though: how many issues is this?
Oh, this is a 4-issue book, and the second issue is already partway through being drawn. Oh, everyone was like bragging about how they already had their books done. And I wanted to get my chance to brag about that real quick. My book is 100% done. This is
Nice.
I'm one of those guys. It's ready to go to print. And the second issue is already being drawn. So
Nice.
That's a good thing to brag about.
So wait a minute, I didn't realize this. This Into the Vampire, is that the same cover from your other book? Like
yeah,
just
small favor. The third Kickstarter failed, and I never got to use that cover. And so I was like, I'm gonna reuse this art. And since it's the same character, but just like in a different story, I was like, that's kind of like a cool. This is like a what if cover, and
I actually may go to that cover because I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really great cover. All three covers are cool on this book. But yeah, so
if you don't know about Unicorn, tell us about Unicorn so they can back that too. When they back to one thing.
All right. Unicorn Vampire Hunter is the book that is the kind of thing that I did that was actually successful, which is about a unicorn who hunts vampires with his horn. That one is also right in the title. It's got Daryl Toews, the artist, who is just phenomenal. And the book sounds goofy, and it is goofy, but it's also like a fairy tale about family and a found family. So
did you consider Unicorn Vampire Hunter?
Yes. Okay. This is something I've been asked that question a lot, especially at I have considered doing a what if issue that is about a guy who hunts unicorns that are vampires. Maybe someday that might happen.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Okay.
One more question just before you go. Is the giraffe an add-on on your
you know what's funny is actually in my office just next door, I do actually still have a stack of the giraffe postcards. If you want a giraffe postcard, anyone listening, just shoot me a message with your address and I will send you a giraffe postcard. I would be more than happy to.
Please do. Show him that this is where the money is and what he should. I know you guys think I'm fucking with him, but I had so much fun on like everybody else is all these serious campaigns that I'm just like, I can make Caleb draw shit for giving him like $3. That's fantastic. I'm gonna do this all time.
I actually have a serious question for Caleb, if I could, because you have two series. They're each featuring vampires, and vampires tend to be immortal. So my question is, will we ever see a crossover between these vampires and the giraffe?
You know, it's funny because I was just on. I don't know if you guys know Wayne's comic podcast. I was on his podcast just a couple days ago, and he asked me that very question. He said, "You got to do a crossover. Crossovers are where it's at." It is. They are different story worlds, but I'm not opposed to doing it at some point. I think that it could be fun. I think that the vampire in Vampire Detective in Space is like a good guy. He's supposed to be sympathetic, and all the vampires in Unicorn Vampire Hunter are not good guys. They're bad guys. And so I think if that story happened, they would have to team up, and the unicorn would not be happy about it. But it's like I don't know, maybe someday. I might consider it. You know, everything's on the table, but
the question, Caleb, is if the vampires are going to cross over with the giraffe.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's you. I mean, I can't really talk about it because I have a deal with Vertigo. But the next book is called Giraffe Vampire Hunter. So,
which unfortunately I have to wait till he finishes before my Vertigo book comes out, and that's why I can't have fucking retail tears. You know, it all comes together.
There's a different twist for this. Honestly, if the giraffe were to be the vampire, it'd be pretty hard to stake that heart being so high in the air. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm telling you, you have a giraffe in issue 4. I will buy physical book 1, 2, and 3 of Unicorn Vampire Hunter.
Just for the continuity in the giraffe.
All right. Well, thanks so much for having me on, Travis. It was good to talk to you guys and meet all you. You know, obviously I knew some of you. Matt and I have worked together, and Sean and I talk, you know, every night, late into the night. So
that was beautiful.
Right.
Have a good night.
Nice meeting you, Caleb. Thank you.
All right. So, like,
yeah,
I don't think I made any headway on that giraffe situation.
You might have made it worse.
I tried helping Travis. I think you blew it though.
Yeah, I may have, because I really want to do it again. I also want Tyler to draw comics again instead of manga. But that's a different. I'm just talking about things I want, Tyler.
Have you considered pivoting the giraffe to other creators, though?
I did. I tried Matt just a little while ago, and Matt seemed like he was going to it. And then I think I oversold how much I love Caleb's, and Matt got jealous.
That is. I was collecting reference, and then I closed all my tabs down.
Damn it! I was so close. I know I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. Like, I really love that campaign. It made me laugh so much.
It's very creative and fun. That's what. There's a campaign right now on Indiegogo. It's called Dwarves vs. Lions, and the book is being made, but you vote on, like, these dwarves and lions are at war, and you back whatever cover. It's if you're a dwarf cover or a lion cover, and whoever gets the most backers, that's who wins the war. So they've gamified the crowdfunding. It's really fun to watch it.
Yeah, gamification is really, really good. I'm part of a book with Ignacio called Kaiju Mania, and I'm trying to get him to do that because I was like, so who's going to win? And he told me the whole thing. And by the way, Ignacio, if you're watching, he actually said that our character was going to win, which is really cool. And I had to be stupid and go, well, why don't you let people vote?
Yeah, man, letting people vote with their money, and then like the backers then can go like, I'm hashtag Team Dwarf. I saw it because I saw 10 people on Twitter go hashtag Team Dwarf, and I was like, what is this?
No, I was asked. I was on, one of the shows, and I can't remember the show, but I was on. Someone asked me which one I want. Damn it! This guy, he continues to ask about pooping his pants, and then what happens is he goes through the story of how he's going to poop his pants. I don't know why he keeps following my thing, but I appreciate the views.
I mean, now, Travis, you had an artist on the hook to draw a creature, and you chose a different creature than giraffe. So right. Ignacio was right there. You had him hooked, and I don't think you're as dedicated to this idea as you say you are.
I want giraffe postcards, not giraffe comic books.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
These are specific.
I'm sure there's a Toys R Us one at some place. But Matt, you're next. You were here for a long time. You've had to suffer through my attempt at humor. Tell us about everything about you in Mossvale and how we can get this mother effer funded as quickly as possible.
All right, so Mossvale is a fantasy book for ages 7 and up. So the tagline that we have on the Kickstarter is, in the land of Mossvale, Nigel Who has discovered an ancient scroll that reveals the location of a long forgotten artifact. With the hired help of Sir Lucian, Nigel delves deep underground only to discover that the artifact is anything but forgotten. It is tied to an evil plot and has been growing in the shadowy places of Mossvale. So at this point, we are about 75% funded with about 2 weeks to go. We have digital copies, physical copies, and then we have some higher end tiers for original art and custom made clay figurines.
By the way, so there's very few people that my wife will tell me to back. And my wife actually went to this book. She's like, I love this art. Can you back this book? And I was like, oh yeah, we already did. So if that's a good thing. Yeah, you like the shirt? Collective.
So if you want to see my art, I did all of the people, the team photos.
Oh really? I love these.
That's my art there.
I love these.
Sweet.
You look pretty cool.
I gave myself the gray on the side.
No, I like these. I like all these. I like that Noah has the cat and he's like very intense. I've never seen Noah this intense in our interviews. And that doesn't look anything like me. I know his name's Travis, but like
I didn't get the best reference there. So.
You do got the like not properly being able to connect a beard, like so he's got it here, but I've got like I'll go solo real quick.
He's got more of a well manicured sort of like hipster beard.
Like right here, I can't grow nothing. Like it's just whatever. I can't. It's really sad.
No, it's sad, man. We should all moment of silence for Heather. She has to live with you. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the book, and keep an eye out for the for Metal Eagle. Hopefully, sometime I can announce an official date for that.
Nice. I'll add this to my update tomorrow when I fund.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, unless something horribly happens and like tons of people back out, like it's all a troll, a big giant troll. Sean, where's your beard? Oh,
I have a beard.
Yeah, there's a chin strap going on there.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly been there for I don't know, 15 years, give or take. So.
All right. So back when where were you at when we started? How many backers have we got you? You're at 103.
Yeah, it's 105, so I've picked up 2.
Okay. Well, it's 104. Did it increase since
Oh, wait. It is 104. You're correct.
Did you lose someone?
I don't believe so. I might have just. I work with numbers all day, so I forget numbers in the evening.
But Danny, I think this book would be really good. He's got some retail tiers if you haven't backed it yet. I don't know if Danny backed it yet, but Danny, I think this would be a good book. And where are you at, Matt?
I am. I'm outside of Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. So, all right. Well, thank you, and you will be doing tons of stuff very soon because Matt is in Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. So you'll be seeing lots of Matts on podcasts and stuff.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you for the chance to be on.
All right. I appreciate you, good sir. Have a good night. So you fools who came in after.
Yeah. Sorry, I was watching Love is Blind with my buddy. Like we just watched trash TV together. So
romantically.
Well, we make fun of people. And talk. I can't tell if Tyler knows he's muted and is talking to someone else.
That was embarrassing.
It's okay. You have Love is Blind comments for me?
Yeah, I was just saying, is season 2 good?
Yes. I mean, we're doing a lot of comparison to season 1.
Yeah.
But, it is as juicy as season 1.
That's what I'm there for, man. I remember watching season 1 during quarantine, being like, "This is the best." Like, damn it! Because I like the show, I'm down below. This is what happens when I mingle with a Canadian.
I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe Sean likes it. I don't know.
Sean, do you like Love is? He's like, no.
What is it? Where is it on?
All right, Netflix show.
Gerald's like, I've been waiting to pitch this.
I love these trashy TV shows, okay? So it's a Netflix show where they take like 15 guys and 15 girls and they keep them in separate parts of the building and they can only meet talking through a wall to each other. And they're supposed to, in like 10 days,
Fall in love.
All these people fall in love and ask someone to marry them without ever having seen their face.
It sounds really terrible.
It's
worst awesome
idea. It's the worst idea, and yet it just sparks the greatest relationship.
Because after the 10 days, they then have to meet each other, and sometimes you're just like, they're like walk out and they're like, like,
yeah.
Are either of you married or no? I know Travis is.
What you trying to say?
Just asking.
What you trying to say? What are you insinuating? That's a big word for me.
All right, first off, Tyler knocks up the same chick over and over again all the time, just knocking her up. They're not married or anything. It's just...
We're on our second kid. We're married.
No, so ladies, if you need someone to watch Love Is Blind with,
Hell
right here.
yeah, but you're gonna have to
Yeah.
cross the border into Canada. It's a war zone there.
Hey, you know what? Leave my country alone, please. We're having problems.
We are leaving your country alone.
So there's a couple questions I had to answer. Hold on.
Let's just spend the rest of the stream.
When is the next show
pitching
going?
Love Is
When are you
Blind.
doing this again? So if we launch Tales of the Collective, which is the collective thing, I will do it. I only do these when I have a campaign live because I am not here. I don't know. I got other shit to do. I don't
You need a rest.
Like, look at the stack of comics. Like, this is what I bought this week. I got shit to do. I got to read all these comics. That's what I bought today. I bought these.
Oh, now I'm worried about my pull file.
No, I'm an addict. So if there is one next week, you're more than welcome to come. Specs, you need a retail too. Yeah, actually, Specs, like, I would love to talk to you about your campaign. Like, I think you would do a lot better if someone helped you with your campaign. It's a little confusing, to be honest. I'd love to help if we can try to get you some help to get you funded.
Specs, Specs books. I have them all over here, and I backed his last one. I backed this one. Great books. Like, he puts out really good books. But I agree with Travis. The campaign page.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm getting. I just was like, here's the amount of money I want to pay, so I guess I will click this.
Yeah, but his books are good. I can promise everyone that they're very entertaining.
But you guys just get on. What do you guys want to talk about? We can hang out for a little bit. What do you guys want to talk about?
Love Is Blind. Do you remember that? Remember the blonde chick in first season, and then she was with that like Mexican dude,
Messica.
Yeah, and then you were like, and dude, that hoe, she was trying to get with the other couple boy.
Yeah,
and man,
did you see the reunion?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And she's like, I'm 40, and you're like, there's a reason.
Yeah. Why did you pick the 25-year-old guy if you're 40?
Yeah, but she was a hoe, so I mean, it doesn't matter.
Fed her dog wine.
I don't know what kind of show this is, Travis. Like, what's the rating on this thing?
Specs is dead. Specs, like, I meant no offense, just trying to help you to raise more money, man. That's it. Just it's all about trying to help you grow.
Doing the organization stuff is difficult sometimes. Figuring out what that stuff is and getting help from people is huge.
Nicholas Mueller on his Demon Hunter Raven Volume 3 campaign, all of his tiers made no sense, and he went on a live stream and he just got wrecked by the two hosts. And they were just like, this is not good. None of this makes sense. Nicholas and I are really good friends. I backed the wrong tier. That's how, like, it was confused, and I was like, I even messaged him, am I on the right tier? And I wasn't, and so it was really confusing, and so he didn't take it. He could have easily been like pissed, get off the show, and they worked through his tiers, and then it was his best funded campaign. Once you get the wording right, because if people were confused with mine this morning, they said, Tyler, I'm really confused about what your covers are, and I didn't explain what the covers are. I went crap, ran downstairs, made a quick image explaining it. So one simple image that took me 30 seconds confused 5 people. And luckily they were dedicated backers who were like, yeah, we're going to back this book. Just tell me what to do. But imagine if they weren't dedicated and now you lost 5 backers because they're confused.
No, I can see that. Well, I'm down to fix it. I don't know. I didn't know it was confusing. Yeah. We can message me tomorrow, and we can chat, and I can help you try to figure it out. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to help.
I'm down to talk anthology stuff because I'm running an anthology. Do you guys apply to anthologies, or is it just invitation only?
It depends. So when I host one, it's invite only. But when a lot of times it's someone hosts it and posts it online. But you're specifically, like, one of the things that I think you're going to keep, which is going to be hard for you, is we try to get people from different countries. That's going to be super hard to do without handpicking.
Yeah, it is. That I was lucky with the people we got for for this one in terms of diversity of location and diversity of even just the career paths that people are in. Like we've got Cinderman who works in animation by day, and so he's got these amazing artistic talents that he's been fostering not doing comics. It's my main question was, as people who have been established, do you still apply to those other anthologies, or do you just wait for the invitation ones?
I wait for the invitation ones. It's, and not to like
toot your own horn, Travis.
Well, we just got rejected. We just submitted to one.
This is what happens when you work with Travis, by the way, with anthologies, is we got rejected. Travis and I.
Where'd you get rejected, Travis?
Oh, they offered us a book. Don't worry about it. They said, it's too.
It's too good for 4 pages. Let's make this into an actual one shot.
Let's get a whole book. It's fine. It was one that Tyler.
I'm going to interrupt you, Travis. I'm with you, Travis. I don't seek out anthologies. Like when you messaged me saying, "Hey, do you want to do Cthulhu?" I was like, "Absolutely." And when Travis said, "Hey, there's this other one. Do you want to do it?" I just said yes. Still haven't read the script. For all I know, I don't want to draw any of the stuff. But Travis said, "Do you want to do this?" And I said, yes. If it's like a creator, if I hear it, like I never seek out an anthology because I'm working on my own stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's like a writer that I really want to work with, and I always enjoy working with Travis, I've never had a bad experience yet of working with Travis. So when Travis goes, "Hey, do you want to do something?" I typically say yes. Now our deal it went from like 8 pages to 30.
Is the new one fully done, Travis?
What's up?
Is the new Oz fully done?
Yeah. One. I don't do anything without being done, Sean. Like I make sure it's always done.
I know, but you're not launching until like March, right? So
the only reason why it's delayed is the paper shortage. I didn't want to. I came out with the shorter book to try to see if the paper would fix itself. It didn't, for the record. Like I could have just launched in January, but I was hoping that, hey, maybe if I give it a few months, because the paper companies, the printers, respectfully so. Well, it's really busy right now because of Christmas. We're all making, Christmas cards and this and that. So that's why it's short. Oh, okay. I believe you. Now it's February. How's it looking? Not so good.
We got Easter cards coming up, so.
Right. But I hear if I go to Canada, they're fine.
Which Cthulhu's better?
Which Cthulhu book?
Yeah.
They're both very, very different, so it's hard to say. But we have... So the first one, I don't know. We have some higher tier talent in 2, but number 1 is a lot more personal because they were, for me, like these are people who are my boys. Like I invited them, like to do my thing. Oh, I appreciate it.
I actually read the preview earlier. It seemed like it was like a couple things really. One, it just seems to have a nice quality art to it. And then I even like the captions a lot. It was like Sandman-esque, right? Like in the way the balloons are black, and then there's the words in them. And then one story seemed to flow to the next pretty well too. So I liked everything I read earlier.
That's the best thing about what Travis has done with his Cthulhu anthologies is the weaving of the stories. Most anthologies, it's like sci-fi theme, and I do a 4-page sci-fi story, and Travis does this. And we all do sci-fi stories that mean absolutely nothing together. Mm-hmm. Whereas with these Cthulhu books that Travis has organized, you can read it from there's a beginning, middle and end. And so it was really cool. Like for my story, I did the Emerald Guards, and it was like their last stand. And I drew my 4 pages, and it was like, okay, that was my part, handed it over to Travis, and then it was cool then to get the book, and as I read it and I'm seeing Oz just get, hammered and story, when it got to my story, it was like, oh, like this is so much bigger because of the fact that I got to see the progression of it. Meant a lot more, seeing like where my story fit in. I almost missed out on the creator edition too. Chuck had to be like, "Yo, you didn't get the creator edition." Like these books are just really awesome. Really
They
awesome.
look great.
So you make it a little like the MCU, right?
A little bit. So one of my giftings is because I'm big into role playing games. So I used to run LARPs. Jared, do you ever LARP?
Yep.
I know you did.
I have not LARPed. The first RP con I ever went to was a local one up in Peterborough, Ontario, and they had a Vampire the Masquerade LARP that I was this close to attending, and then I bailed at the last minute because there were 2 people, and I didn't want to be the third person.
Oh, there were only 2 people.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was ready to go, dressed up in costume and everything, and then I found out I would be one of 3 people running around, and went, I'm out.
Yeah, I could see that. So I was heavy into that and ran games for like 200 something people, like big games.
Yeah.
Because of that, I have a really good gift. All these people have their characters and their own personal stories. I'm really good at taking their stories and making it into my vision for the bigger arc. Mm-hmm. So for that's super easy for me. I know other people that would be really trouble to. How do I make everybody's characters' stories commit? But that's super simple to me. I even did it with Jerome's book for Holiday Spirits, which I think you backed. And I did the same thing. And that's a book that I didn't set it up that way. Like Cthulhu Invades Oz, I set it up that way, but because I just have a natural knack for doing that. So that
do you have any
helps.
input like overall as the editor to change anything before it becomes like art, or are you just
I could, but I
what's there?
I don't for the most part. We change a couple of things here and there. But how we handle that is we do narratives in between. So there's poems or there's prose that kind of help the story flow if it doesn't quite fit.
Sure.
Like for the next one, so like Tyler said, Oz was just all the way to Emerald City watching it be destroyed. So it started from like small little skirmishes to like an all-out war and then the aftermath of the war. Wonderland is factions. So there's been a loyal faction and a mad faction. So some people, because it's Wonderland, a guy's going, "Hey, you want to be crazy like Cthulhu?" They're like, "Hell's yeah, we want to be more crazy. That sounds fantastic."
All hail Cthulhu.
Right, all hail Cthulhu. It sounds great. You got, and then there's other people who are like, "No, that doesn't sound that great." They're Alice. So it's kind of Alice versus Mad Hatter. So we have this big like battle. So we did it. And this one we did a little bit more like there's a couple of people wrote extra stories to kind of help make that flow. But again, it's just because we want to do a little bigger than last time, not because I needed it. It was just wanted to do it a little bigger. So the only difference of that one is when you made your story, you had to pick a faction, loyal or mad.
Is it story wise like a direct continuation of the first, or is it just kind of like a reimagining?
No, direct continuation. In fact, Toto, who is captured, Cthulhu takes on Toto as a dog in Cthulhu Invades Oz, continues to bring Toto around in Wonderland and just walks around.
I mean, everyone needs a pet,
right? So yeah. But guys, we're going to look at everybody's stuff one more time, and then we can hang out off screen. But we're losing viewers, and we're just kind of nonsensing. We're talking about stuff that's coming out. Breakneck is doing great.
Yeah, we're doing.
Can you do me a favor on Breakneck?
Sure.
So we need to get 21 AD funded. Could you do an update tomorrow about it real quick?
For sure.
He's got 13 hours to go.
Absolutely. I will put something together and get that update out, especially because we're 3 backers away from our 175 goal. So we should be able to get something done here for 2100 AD. 2100? What is your preferred pronunciation of your numbers? 2100. Okay. Absolutely.
We'll get that 175 Utopia. And if you need any more of my stuff, let me know if we get up there.
Travis, you are a gentleman and a scholar. I'll reach out when we're looking at 200.
Right. But yeah, we can if we can get that update, that would help out tremendously.
Yep, we'll do.
So we're trying to get to 175. How many did we get for this chat, this hangout?
We were at 168 beforehand, so it looks like we've gone up 4.
We've done great.
Is fantastic. Yep. I really appreciate it, everyone.
Nice.
Yeah. Danny, I ended up doing an interview with Danny, and that was awesome. That was a great conversation we had after he saw us on your hangout, Travis. So thank you very much.
I do pretty good for a person who doesn't have a show.
You have a surprising reach for someone who just has a casual hangout.
Tyler,
talk to me.
So is this going to be appropriate for my 19-year-old daughter who doesn't listen to me and probably watches more inappropriate stuff than I do?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's no nasties in there. The book, I have a rating system at the back for parents. It's rated teen for mild fantasy violence, action, and mild blood. Ages 12 and up.
And I have seen this being made because I'm a Patreon subscriber, and I got to tell you, he's not even giving my favorite pages here. Like some of the other pages are so, in my opinion, so much better. So,
they were. I had the last 3 pages of this book were like the best I'd ever done, and I can't show those pages.
Right, you don't want to show everything, right? Sure.
Yeah, guys. It's a 200-page book.
This punch and I like this page. This panel's good.
Thanks.
I like your trees. You make some nice trees.
Thanks, dude.
There's a lot about that page. It's really dynamic. I like it a lot.
Thanks, man. It took forever. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I paid $10. I started drawing those trees, and I went, "Fuck this!" So I spent $10 and I bought a tree brush, and I just went tree.
They look good.
They think whoever made that brush, yeah, they do look good.
I thought you were gonna say you paid $10 on Fiverr for someone to draw the trees.
They're like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" I was just draw trees.
Just draw trees.
Yeah,
no. Did Tyler do everything on this book? Yes.
Yeah, everything.
Tyler, I've had a question since you jumped on and talked about it.
Yeah.
How mega are her fists?
Yeah. Travis actually asked that because he was like, they look a little puny. So the story right now it's 14 volumes. Each volume being 200 pages. I'm already working on volume 2 right now. Mm-hmm. And so as the story progresses, they're going to get bigger. They're going to get more mega, more powerful.
Sweet.
And they're not going to get like stupid big. But they're kind of in their like puniest state right now in terms of build and
sweet
power. Yeah.
Love to hear it.
I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited about the action figure where we can replace the arms to whatever mega fist we like.
Dude, I want to I'll show something to your peeps real quick.
Sure.
This is for the next. So I already have plans for. I already have the next. I'm already working on the book. I already have stuff for the next campaign. Here, let me share my screen, and then I can show what we have in store next year. Gosh, come on. That sounded weird. Come on. Found it. All right, here we go. Share screen. So we have an anime statue coming out next year. I just got the final files for it to be printed and whatnot. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited for what we got going for these campaigns. The joke right now is Tyler's going to cancel his book in 3 days because I did that last time. But we're going to do it in 4. We're going to cancel our campaign in 4 days.
Pushing it a day. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm really committed to the series. I'm loving every minute of drawing it, writing it, collaborating with different artists. We already have the volume 2 covers. I showed those on my stream tonight. We already have the statue for the next campaigns, and I'm super pumped. It's every book is 200 pages and will be $15. Standard
awesome.
cover. Yeah. No, I appreciate it.
And I work at an international high school in the residence, and I have a lot of Chinese and Hong Konger students who love these kinds of statues. This looks legit. This looks exactly like the stuff that they would have displayed in their rooms and stuff. So I'm really impressed by this.
Thanks. I'll tell you, there's a lot of pressure because I either have to paint this myself and make it look just like this, or I need to find a company that will do it. And I'm currently talking with the company, and we're just trying to negotiate. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do this myself.
Is it Fiverr? I've heard good things.
It's not Fiverr. It's not Fiverr. You know, I will say this though. You know that sunset variant cover that everyone likes? That's a Fiverr cover.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. The Fiverr person drew the girl, drew Eliana, and then I did the sunset stuff behind, and then I did some shading over it.
Why would you use a Fiverr person when you have so many people in your network that you could use that they could maybe share your campaign and like have a name? Just out of curiosity.
That's a great question. Because I don't like working with people. I don't want to build up the community.
So that makes sense.
No.
No, I'm good. I'm going. Keep going. Like
I hate every single person here. Okay. No, I when I first started doing the Girl with the Mega Fist, I hired a ton of Fiverr artists, mostly because of budget, and I was just trying to here's my thing. Also, not a lot of people in our community do a lot of anime, like anime art, and so I struggled with that. As though because I've been showcasing this book for the last 6 months. As I've been doing that, I've now, networked with more artists who do this kind of style. So now the volume 2 covers are someone on Twitter who has 70,000 followers. I was able to get them to do something and whatnot. And so now I don't have to use Fiverr.
Now, if I could give you one advice, it would be a Paul Green cover. That's just what I heard. That's the best advice that you could have.
Fine, I'll do it.
No, that's an inside joke, guys. Don't.
Okay.
Travis, I'm trying to keep a white flag, man. I can't be in it anymore. Actually, now would be the time to get in another war. So,
right. Yeah. The negative of here's the negative of wars. They do help your campaign tremendously if you're on the right side of that war.
I typically am.
Unfortunately. So you need a little bit more. You're doing great. I mean, this is definitely your best day one, right?
Yes, yeah. So I funded in 15 minutes. The chef's campaign, which was my best one, which I canceled. We funded in 3 hours on chefs, and by the third day we had almost $4,000, and then that's when I hit the cancel button, and gave everyone their stuff back. And so this currently is on track to be my best one.
I know you have a lot of questions, Cheryl. Just don't.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, though? It's right here, the book. I eventually finished it. But, yeah. I know Gerald's like, what? He canceled it?
Wonderland scenario. We don't want to go there.
Yeah,
it sounds like a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
I'll look up the YouTube videos and go back in the archive.
You're good.
That's a good move. But what I think is really interesting about that, Tyler, and kudos to you. This is with giving it away, right? Like a lot of creators would say the Patreon model doesn't work because you're giving this stuff away. Who's going to buy it if they can read it or watch it beforehand? And I bet you most of the people on your Patreon were also your first backers, even if they're the book.
Yeah. I actually messaged a lot of them saying, what the F are you doing? And they were like, I just love the book. I was like, I have an exclusive cover that's like it's coming to you. And they're like, oh, I just want, so you're absolutely right. A lot of my first backers were my Patreon people. And, and they've already spent, some of them $20 to $60 already on reading the story.
Right.
And now they're backing it again. That's how good this book is, guys. No, I really appreciate everyone who's a member of my Patreon. But yeah, everyone said it wasn't going to work because you're giving it to these people first digitally, and they could just copy and paste. And everyone in my community really respected what I was doing. And all day they're the ones who've been spreading it on Twitter. Like, I read this story, it's good, back it. So it's been really nice.
The other question before we switch to Sean: was I backer number one? Can you check?
Okay.
I think I was. I'm going to be super pissed if I wasn't.
You were.
It's such a naughty question, right? It's almost like, was I the best?
You were number one
so
because you were number one because my friend Paul Tucker tried his darndest to be number one.
Well,
but yeah, you were number
one.
That
guy.
I tried getting the book's so good we're willing to pay for it twice. That means a lot, Wendy. It's funny though with that whole backer one thing. My friends who do the Common America campaigns, I was like, dude, was I number one? They go, because whenever you try to back one of their campaigns, they fund in 5 seconds. And so if you try to back their campaign, by the time you've done backing, 200 people have already backed within the first 5 minutes. And so they're like, no, you didn't stand a chance where you were. And I was like, damn it.
I actually was in a meeting with a client doing my web design stuff, and I was like, hey, I need a second. And I backed your campaign.
Dude, I almost didn't launch it because I was upstairs doing the dishes, and then I looked at my phone and went, and I ran downstairs, hit the launch, and then I ran back upstairs.
Yeah, I have an Apple Watch, and it messaged me on Apple Watch, and I was like, hold on.
You don't have to brag that you got money, Travis. We get it. You do really good comic book campaigns, and you're taking care of your family. No, you see a watch.
No, Apple Watches are fucking stupid. My wife got it for me for Christmas.
Your wife is stupid for doing that. I agree.
It doesn't even last a fucking day.
Oh my gosh.
Charge it
Oh my. Heather's so stupid for getting you such a stupid gift.
I'm not saying she's stupid.
Oh.
She's stupid.
Oh.
I asked for a watch. I wanted a watch.
Oh, she's so stupid for getting you the Apple Watch though when you asked for a different one.
That's what I'm saying. I needed a Fitbit because I'm fat as fuck. That's
oh my gosh, she's so stupid for not thinking you're fat. Yeah, no. Anyways, I appreciate. I have to bounce, but I really appreciate Travis. You actually, no, I'm gonna stick around. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, we're gonna do so. Let's
this is exciting.
What's up? Tell us about this.
Oh,
this is 2100 AD, guys.
That's right. Good job, Tyler. So, as we've discussed earlier, artificial intelligence takes over the world. But, I think for me, this is a bit of a different storytelling. Sometimes I dive right into a story. Other times I might really follow a character around. And the bar couldn't be more different from this, right? That's something that I write to where we're taking an intimate portrait of a person and really spending a lot of time with them. This is really more story-based, I'd say, than character-based, which has its pros and cons. I think this newest volume catches up a little more on the characters, which is good. But this really gives you a beginning, an explanation, a kind of why did this happen, how did this happen, what did it look like. And I think that's something different than we usually see.
All right. Well, we have one more day, so please, if you guys see this, share it around. We're trying to get him. He only needs a few more $100.
13 hours.
We got 13 hours to get him like 300 something bucks. So let's get that done. So that is that, and we've got an update for that. And then the last but not least, we've got Granite State Punk. We are doing very, very well, very, very close to hitting that 10K, which is very cool. We got 9 hours to go. We got 678. We're almost close to 400 backers, which is another separate goal that I want. So we're doing good. So if you haven't backed Granite State Punk, please do.
I felt super special when I was your backer 250, and now I'm just one of the unwashed masses in the middle.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
So, hey, I mean, I guess I could unback and then reback and get a new number, but it feels cheap.
It does feel cheap. Yeah, it does. It doesn't have the same impact. And 250 is a good number. You want it like a nice round number.
Mm-hmm.
But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have hung out for a long time. 3 hours and 18 minutes, and that's not counting if you watch for the hour beforehand where I had the Granite State Punk team together. So we're going to sign off. I love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for the last 4 hours and 6 hours if you were watching me on the other podcast. I've been doing this a long time, but I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all your backers. We all do. We couldn't do this without you. So I am signing off. Good night. You can watch a cool little video that I also bought on Fiverr.